Yeah, it's neither here nor there.
I think we're live. Yep. Have we got chat windows? We've got chat windows. Hello, everyone.
Congratulations. We did it.
Yes.
We're here.
Yes. We started, and now there's 3 hours to go. Anyway, hello, everyone. How are we all?
My stride.
I'm going to summon some energy. Lend me your energy, everyone. All right, hello. How are we all doing? Happy November and such. It is the 2nd of November. PC case is looking like the boys. Yummers. There we go. I did the thing. Yes, it was not deliberate that there was just a black and a white PC, but there is a black PC and a white PC. Yeah. It's dangerous to go alone. Take one of these. They're both nice computers, I think.
Take this.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
All right, my co-host is abandoning me immediately. Very well. Right. Hello, everyone. We're doing some troubleshooting today. Both of these are basically new builds, and both of them do indeed have XFX drive cards in them, I think. But yes. Yeah, these are both new builds, and they both have blue screen issues. So, just as a quick, just as a very quick summary. Okay. Have you spotted problems?
Yes.
Okay. Don't say anything yet. Then I have not so much as glanced at these. So knowing yet, like, I was about to say there could be no fault founds, but I think you've just spotted. I'm gonna bet money that you've just spotted that there's the I/O shield is sticking into the USB ports, isn't it?
It's not a USB port.
Okay, we'll hold fire then. Right, so this one is, I can't remember what error message the customer said. This one actually only came in today with some blue screen error message. However, there's no user data on this, just game installs. So this is going to be a figure out if it's hardware related. If it's software related, we just reinstall Windows because there's nothing worth saving here. So this one's probably going to be pretty straightforward, but figured we'd look at it anyway as a case study. This one has critical process died, blue screen errors. So that could be software, it could be a bad driver, it could also be memory issues, it could be XMP, or I think that's AMD, so it could be Expo issues. So we're going to be looking into those. So that's the plan. Did you build them? No, these are both customer builds. So we can assume that the hardware is all untrusted. Yeah, I've not looked at these at all, so yeah. No, Graham doesn't actually sell PCs. JD, how dare you?
I mean, it's not like... I mean, you don't have any signs, you don't have any prices.
Okay. So what did you spot at the back of the computer?
There is the little tongue in the display port.
Okay, it's in the display port, yeah. All right, let's have a quick look. Oh, yeah, that's a nasty one. Might be it. I'm going to be a bit sad if that's it, because this is the one which I thought was going to be interesting.
We'll see, we'll find out.
Greatest repair channel on YouTube.
Yes.
All right. This is the point where I'd be like, you're not supposed to notice that until it becomes dramatically appropriate. But no, I was not aware that was there. I have not looked at these. All right. So, first things first is at some point I nuked our bench SSD. So we're going to set that up again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one off the counter. We're going to stick this SSD into this computer, try and install Windows on it, and just get a bench SSD set up. And we'll see if this one has any problems as we do that. If it has no issues, we can probably assume that it has a software problem. So that's where we're going to start. So I'm going to shove this one out the way and we'll have a ganders at this guy. So I'm sure people are going to be asking, oh, what spec is it? We'll have a look in a sec. Hold on.
Unifying receiver in battery well. Why is there a unifying receiver in the battery well?
To remind me that there's another unifying receiver in the battery well.
A spare one?
A spare one.
That isn't the one that's on the lanyard?
No. Just
The lanyard called Enemax for the
Yeah.
Enemax keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was changing the batteries in that keyboard the other day, and when I opened it up, I was like, oh, there's another unifying receiver here. I had a spare one that I left in the keyboard for safekeeping. And because I'd forgotten it was there, I wrote on the back of it, there is a spare receiver in the battery well. So if you're looking for a spare unifying receiver, you can find one in that keyboard. Because I don't remember anything unless I write it down now, and I really hate that. I don't like people that are just like, I'm going to write this down on a sticky pad. I'm just like, but whatever. It works, and I hate that it works. Right, I'm just going to take the side panels off this, because this has got, thank you. This has got double-sided tempered glass, because it's a Landcool 3, so I'm going to take the doors off of it so we can lay it on its side without worrying about cracking panels and things like that. Buff. And buff. All right, let's get this thing down here. Whew. That's a really nice graphics card. Graphics. All right. Okay. May as well have bench cam while I just take the SSD out of this thing. Let people have a ganders at what we're doing. It's so white. No one's going to be able to see what I'm doing on the motherboard because we're just surrounded by hecking Stormtrooper white.
No, it doesn't help.
Blinded by the light.
Oh well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just changing an SSD. It's not that interesting. All right. Hi to you and your sidekick. Which one's which then? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm going to have a look through things. Ooh. Starting from the top of the chat, Pilokun says, I want my Mobos to look like Mobos. I don't like any covers and such. Motherboard should look like a motherboard. I agree. I like a little bit of metalwork on them. I think it looks nice. Like, for example, I like a cover over the top of the I/O and stuff because, let's face it, the back of the ports isn't a pretty section of the motherboard, you know. However, I don't like it when you have, like, armor and plastic covering up literally the entire board. Because, yeah, I've said this before in other some point somewhere, but I'm just like, I put a side panel on my computer because I want to see inside it. If you're going to cover up all of the components, then why did you bother? You know, which was the issue I had with the Sabertooth motherboard with its plastic armor. I'm just like,
also
I don't get it.
Required a VRM fan because the plastic meant that there was so little cooling
in there. Yes. Let's see. Aside from the one GPU cable, yeah, 6950 XT. That's probably looking for more than 300 watts, isn't it? 350.
Something like that.
Yeah. So
I can't remember exactly, but
on this graphics card, yeah, daisy chaining bit naughty. Like if it's a decent quality power supply, it's probably fine.
Yeah,
but
it said RM850.
Yeah. Oh yeah. RM850. Yeah. Especially given the fact that this power supply would have come with additional cables, and like you've got all this dump space for cables in because it's a Lianli and they haven't got the hard drive cage in there. Yeah, absolutely. I will say to the customer when they pick this up, I'll say I'd put in another cable to the graphics card if I were you. Non-zero chance that that's the problem this PC has.
It might be.
Yeah. That's absolutely not out the question, actually. Yeah. That's a good spot, actually. I hadn't gotten as far as that, but now you've pointed that out. I'm like, yeah, that could actually be our problem. We'll find out. So yeah, I'm going to pull the customer SSD out and put ours in, and we'll do some testing there. Because what we'll likely be doing, as I say, we're going to do a test install of Windows on it, and when all is said and done. If that works, we'll start throwing stress tests at it. And, you know, if it gets through stress tests, then obviously that's not the problem. But, yeah. I'm doing all of this really cack-handed.
Of course.
Yeah. Because I don't want to move the computer because then the camera angle shifts and stuff like that. I always say to people, you know, move the thing, make it work for you, but like it's nice and lined up on the camera. All right, there we go. My God. Easiest part of the job is just unscrewing a screw, and I'm struggling with that. Good. All right. Let's plug some stuff into this and fire it up. RM is their near top line series. Yeah, the top end Corsair power supplies are the HX series. Yeah, HX series. But the RM is the gold series. The HX is the platinum series. But yeah, the RM series they're the decent ones. Like, I would never expect to have issues with an RM power supply. And there's not a doubt in my mind that someone in the comments will be like, I've had one fail. I'm like, oh yeah, of course you have. They're everywhere. There's going to be failures. But yeah, it's a power supply that I would absolutely trust. I've used RM power supplies in the last couple of iterations of my own PC. Let's see, I need a kettle lead. One of them. And HDMI is there. HDMI, and a shiny. I'm going to shove the drivers onto this flash drive as well. Right, that's just going to be a moment to copy drivers across. All right. RAM isn't in the correct slots. Yeah, you're right. RAM is in slots 1 and 3, and it should be 2 and 4. I don't think that's going to cause stability issues. Like, that is technically suboptimal, but I don't think that would be a problem. Hello, Pianov. How you doing?
Unhelpful.
The AX. Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot that the AX series existed. Yeah, the HX is the Platinum series, and then the AX, that's the Halo series, where you get into like 1600 watt and like. Have they got a 2 kilowatt power supply? Yeah, I don't think so. No, but yeah, the AX series is when you get into the crazy stuff, and those have got like lots of extra bells and whistles and things like that as well.
I think they're also for semi-digital topologies and things like that. So yeah.
Corsair just rubs me the wrong way. Just a personal thing. They do make good stuff. I know what you mean. Corsair have got bits that I like and bits that I don't like, and certainly there are elements of Corsair, the brand, that rub me the wrong way as well. Like their water coolers were fantastic and a staple for a very long time, but I think I haven't looked at the prices in a while, so I think the prices may have fixed. But certainly there were. At one point in recent history, I looked at their product stack for their all-in-one water coolers and looked at the price tags on them, and I was like, what planet are you on, Corsair?
Yeah.
Like, actually, what planet are you on? You know? So that's it. I like Corsair, but I'm definitely no fanboy, you know? God. Look at that mountain range of transfer speed. You've got to love flash drives. It's literally just going
2 megs, 16, 4.
It's literally just going, yeah. Consistency, please. I'm not sure that's going to be a.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure that's going to be a super top-down view, because that's just showing all the stuff in existence, not their current lineup.
Yeah. But it's just the fact of you can still get some of their stuff for not ridiculous pricing.
Yeah, you can buy the older models for sub £100, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay a slight premium for Corsair, but I think that's okay, because their RGB is very nice. IQ is very nice. The ecosystem is very nice. That has value. I'm not expecting everyone to be as cheap as a liquid freezer. However, when you get into like the IQ Link series is when it starts getting a bit silly. Like
IQ Link Titan 360 RX LCD, 260 quid.
Yeah.
Good heavens.
Like when, NZXT started the LCD fad, having LCDs on your AIO, and that was with the Kraken Z series, and those were like £170 for the 360mm one.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, yeah, it was expensive, but it was new and it was fancy, and it was, it was still sub £200. Corsair are now asking for considerably more than that for something that is now kind of a commodity item. Like the price on that tech, the price on that tech should be coming down because the tooling for it exists. Yeah, as JD said, 170 quid 5 years ago. I'm like, sure, we've had inflation and stuff like that, but I don't think inflation is really factoring into this, if I'm honest. Certainly not versus the cost of the technology becoming cheaper. Right.
Yeah, because even like the height thick Q60, which has a built-in bigger screen, is cheaper because it's 220 quid.
Yeah, and that's got a bigger screen and a big fat boy radiator. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing is I like Corsair, but yeah, some of their products, I look at the prices, I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, you're like, you're nice, but you're not that nice, especially because largely like the RGB is nice and IQ is nice, but that's still a fit and forget. It's not like IQ isn't something that I spend hours daily involved with. I set it up and then I tell it not to run on startup.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah. All right, this is ready to go, so power on the power supply and power on. White and rainbow puke does look tasty. I also really like it when graphics cards just have like just white illumination on all the text. That looks nice. Oh, I remember, yeah, we reckoned, okay, hang on a sec. For some reason or other this has Lubuntu on it, I don't know why. Let's just Control-Delete that and boot. Do you want to give us capture?
I don't know what you were doing.
I'm going to start installing Windows on this hecking SSD.
Very well.
Why the hell does this SSD have Lubuntu on it? I don't think it is the bench SSD. I think that's somewhere else. It'll show up at some point. Oh, while I'm here, I should probably have a quick rummage. Let's see. We've got manual set DRAM voltage, which is a bit alarming. It's set to 1.35, which is fine, but just, yeah. We shouldn't really need any manual settings for DDR4 3200. DDR4, really? Oh, okay, yeah. 3200. What is this? This is it's a 5800X3D. That's nice, yeah. All right. Anything else exotic set up in here? DOCP. Fine. Yeah, there's manual DRAM voltage has been set and that's it. I'm not going to touch anything else. I'm just going to boot it. So let's boot override Kingston Data Traveler.
Okay.
The worst of the 3200 RMA. Oh no, is it? I mean, it was CL16 something or other. Didn't look too bad, but not that I would know if I'm honest. So
I've put the numbers in the wrong boxes.
I don't know what Caradog is doing. If
what?
Let's see. Are we in? No, we're not in studio mode. All right, just
what? I'm very confused.
Well,
I have also apparently just failed at maths.
Very well. Did I hear a bit of audio crackle? Maybe we were turning stuff on. I don't know. But yeah.
Oh, there you go. That fixes that.
All right.
There you go.
Huzzah.
I'm also now immediately going to throw this chair away.
Oh yeah, use the stool. Yeah, that chair is too low. I'm going to grab the other stool because I'm not standing for the next 3 hours. I love it how we both just walked off set.
Goodbye.
Just, yeah, without elaborating, we're just like, I don't like this chair. And just
we're leaving.
Yep. I'm going to get a cider as well, just straight away. I want a drink.
Very well. You can have a Woodgate vintage, or the stuff that's in the box.
Let's see. I want something refreshing. Have we got something that I think is going to... Oh, we've got one of the fruity ones in here. Yeah, I'm going to have one of the apple blacks.
I mean, I can also do you a Copperberg. It's something fruity.
I was nearly just going to reflex action with, you can also go to hell or something like that. And it's like, all right, calm down, you know. All right, calm down, calm down. Anyway, I'm having this. I'm just going to let you find your own. Oh, that's not going to work very well.
You need to use the other.
I was not worthy. Right.
Help me. How does this work?
Right. Speaking of how does this work, how do Ghost Spectre? Windows Setup, Explorer++, Start menu. I see. Oh, interesting. Does it just run a PE environment from the boot thing? That's kind of interesting. We've got a partition assistant, 7-zip, GPU Z, memory test. That's kind of neat. Windows System Restore, not bad.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, give me set up new version, I guess. So just for context, this is Windows Ghost Spectre 24H2. So this is the latest version of Ghost Spectre, which for those of you who don't know what that is, this is a build of Windows, stop me if I'm wrong, specifically designed for bench testing. It's not necessarily maximum debloat, it's designed for consistency. So
I think their design goals are minimum install size.
Yeah, so it's pretty heavily debloated.
Yeah, it's minimum install size and minimum
background stuff,
RAM usage.
Yeah.
Whether that breaks basic features or not.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want to daily drive this to see what it's like to daily drive something like Ghost Spectre, just so when someone comes up and is just like, what do you think about debloating? What one should I use? You know, I can be like, if you really want to go down that route, just run Ghost Spectre. But yeah, I don't know what the cost of Ghost Spectre as a daily driver is yet.
In my opinion, you need to be a slightly advanced user, just in the sense of obviously you need to willingly manually install stuff, because obviously none of it comes with the install.
Yeah.
So you need to manually go to the store and install Photo Viewer if you want the 3D, if you want the modern apps 3D viewer, as opposed to the Windows 7 picture viewer and stuff like that.
I don't know if I could be bothered. By the time I've set that up in a way that I like, I could have just wrangled vanilla into something that I like, and not get caught with my pants down when I suddenly want to use Xbox game services or something like that.
Yeah, the actual just environment is it's fine. It's reasonably good.
This is not loading.
Yeah, I found on 2 different times I was using it, I had to use the old installer, wait for that to fail, use the new installer.
Okay, we're really selling this Ghost Spectre thing right now, aren't we?
It's the 24H2 setup is a bit squicky, because it did the same thing for me on the official pen drive as well.
I see.
The new installer seemed to be really, really slow.
Okay. Right.
But yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take over for a sec? I'm going to get another flash drive. I'm going to grab another SSD and just blast my Windows 11 Pro snapshot onto it, so we have another drive. So if this is just not working, we can just stick another drive in here just to get things moving.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are you? 128 gig. You are expendable. Are you NVMe? Yes. I hate it when NVMe drives are M and B keyed. Do not do that, please. Right, restore.
It's a data traveler. Do, do, do.
I need that.
I need you.
I need you on this SSD.
Yeah, because it's still got built into it the pre-24H2 installer, but it's been customized.
Yeah, is that what the old installer is then?
Yeah.
Just the yeah. I wasn't sure if that was like a legacy install, like Windows 10 legacy installer kind of thing.
No, not specifically.
Yeah.
It's just the pre-24H2 installer.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
All right, there we go.
Disk part. Disk part.
Disk partition.
Disk part.
Sells disk. Bird. Look at this spooky boy in the background.
There we go.
All right.
There we go. Da, da, da. Pow. Done. That should now just function.
Right. Yeah, Sniff says, I'd never recommend a modified version of Windows. Impossible to know exactly what's been done to it and what might have been bundled. Yeah, I agree, but this is kind of why, if anything, I want to roll with Ghost Spectre just because it's a known modified version of Windows. Like, it has a community. It has documentation over, there is some way you can go to find out exactly what it is and is not, as opposed to just yet another one of these random debloat tools that just has a bunch of checkboxes which you could have selected or unselected in any combination, in which case no one knows what the hell is going on. All right, so that's the fail that you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. Delete everything. Next.
All right. Oh, that's interesting. You can opt in or out of having Defender installed.
Which, is monstrously stupid, but sure.
I mean, if you're literally just benchmarking.
Yeah, then having it as an option where you can turn that off, then yes.
Yeah, like obviously, if you're actually running this as a computer as a usable computer, then yeah. Disk 0. What the hell? Oh, it's seeing the flash drive as an install drive.
Yeah.
Whack. I hate it. What on earth is going on with this thing? Have you refreshed this? Whack. Total size. Okay,
oh,
yeah.
Wow, you can't delete that partition.
Weird. All right, hold on a sec. Let's just have another look at disk part. I'm curious.
It's because the old installer started creating partitions.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's why.
Yeah. I just expected to be able to select them from there, but this time you can't.
Yeah, fine. Okay, yeah, you could have carried on with this in that case, yeah. I thought that even though we'd cleaned it in disk part, it was still seeing like the phantom stuff, because obviously when you clean the disk, it hasn't actually removed anything. It's just marked it as not there. And I thought something odd was going on. But in this case, no. So actually, I've just stolen the keyboard off of Caradog, and he was doing just fine. So never mind.
I will just fine.
Clean it again.
Yeah, you can't clean it in this virtual environment. Which is why I wasn't...
Oh, did it pop up with an error just then? Oh, I didn't even read it.
Yeah, it just popped up saying you can't clean it in this virtual environment.
Why not?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cell part 3. Del part override. Not allowed on the current boot system page file. Interesting.
Yeah. Because it's effectively started writing stuff to it. You can't do it from inside the Windows installer environment.
Whack.
So if you exit out of that,
all right.
And then
well,
quit, and then what you can do is, or at least what you can do inside this PE environment, is if you go onto the start menu, you can then use that partition assistant, and that can then just delete the partition.
Whack. Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
No, we cannot.
No, the actual partition. That's blank space. That's the partition.
Yes. Delete partition quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, unallocated. Okay.
Yeah. And then you can close that.
Very well. Your pending operations. Yes, I do want to commit them. Reboot required.
Okay.
We could have just done that anyway.
Yeah. Okay. It
Yeah.
didn't. I think it's because it's paging that disk.
It's
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Fine. Obviously it was to do with the failed install and stuff like that, and I had a suspicion that we were going to need to reboot that, but well, that was funny at least. Yeah, quote sniff, Windows, like, that wasn't Windows' fault. We completely bombed the page file it was trying to use, but yeah, that was still extremely funny. Oh, what now? What have we done to this thing?
I don't know. Ended up making it reasonably unhappy is the answer to that.
Yeah, all right. Do you want to give that one more startup thing? Otherwise, I'm going to reach for the SSD that I've just done, and we'll just shove that in there. Because that probably means we may have just completely busted that. I don't know how, but it looks like we may have just completely busted that
Where's the
Ghost
boot
Spectre drive. Boot.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't actually sure what I was looking at there. I was just like, hold on. I thought I've selected the boot menu and the boot options aren't there. I'm confused.
We do a little trolling here. We have a little fun.
I don't know what we've done, but we have made it quite unhappy.
Neither do I, but I've got another SSD that has a preloaded version of Windows Pro on it.
Oh, there we go. Right.
All right. Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to have
2
one?
seconds.
Yeah. Let's take one more swing at this.
Yeah. There's nothing on there. There's nothing allocated. That's
Cool.
fine. Right. Let's see if we can just go next. Next.
All right. That looks promising. Yeah.
Agree.
Okay. I think
Next.
we're cruising again. All right. Just boot mem test. Why? We have no reason to believe that there's a problem with memory yet. Always reproduce the fault first. Never start applying fixes before you've reproduced the fault.
Next.
RAM symptoms are clear to me so far. From what? No, like everything that this has done so far has been like it blue screened because we deleted the page file that it was actively using. Like that just happened because we did a failed install and then tried to delete stuff that was half installed and stuff like that. Like everything that's happened so far, that was us messing around just for clarity. So yeah, so far the computer hasn't actually done anything wrong.
This installer is...
It looks like you created several faults. Yes, basically that.
Yes.
Definitely a fan issue, yes. Okay, right. We are now installing Windows. We're cruising. We're cruising.
Yeah. The thing that's interesting with this, though, is the installer is actually just exactly the same as the inline build update installer, because that's just a window on top of the stuff that's in the background.
It's weird, yeah.
And it's just like, borderless full screen installer for Windows.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you need to change the installer for 23H2? Or 24H2 even?
Do you reckon that could do an inline build update of an existing install? No, actually, it came up with a checkbox saying everything will be deleted. But yeah,
this did, because obviously this is the Ghost Spectre thing.
But like the unmodified installer. Yeah.
Perhaps if you launched it from inside.
Because the reason why that would be super interesting is that's fundamentally a repair install, which is the bit that everyone misses about Windows XP, is the ability to do a repair install of Windows.
Which you had to do every, 3 to 6 hours.
It could be worse. It could be the first instance of what's the rollback, Windows rollback, It was there. I pointed it out.
System recovery?
System recovery. Thank you. Yeah. XP was the first version of Windows with system recovery, if my memory serves me. However, there was no limit. There was no actual useful limit on how many previous snapshots it would take, and it would show all of them by default. And the number of times I would encounter someone who had system restored their computer back to day 1 of its existence. RIP. Cache manager. Okay.
Interesting. That is not a fault I've had on this installer.
Yeah.
Therefore.
All right. Okay. So I will concede at this point. Yeah. Now's probably a pretty good time to throw memtest at this thing, because we've just seen an error that does look like memory and was definitely not caused by us dicking around. So at that point now, Lead Farmer, okay, now we'll run memtest. However, now we've actually reproduced a fault. Now we actually have a reason to believe that we should run memtest.
Did we have memtest on here?
There's a memory test there. Anyone know
I'm
if
going to have a gander at what this is. Oh, it's just the Windows one.
It's the Windows one. Does anyone know if that's actually any good? I've never seen it actually flag an error. So I don't... Yeah, is the Windows Memory Diagnostic tool actually worth anything?
I didn't know if it had anything else on there. No,
yeah.
Fine.
If not, I'll just grab memtest 86 because it's just a known one. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Start the memory tool, the memory test tool that's there.
Ha!
Yeah. Let's just we'll give that 5 minutes and see if it flags anything.
Restart now.
Yeah.
Windows, can I check the memory error?
Oh, bollocks to this! I'm getting memtest.
Yeah, because it's in some sort of setup environment. Yeah. Asus has memory test. This is Gigabyte. What?
Oh, I think Asus has a BIOS level memtest or something like that. I think. I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I just use memtest 86 like a normal person.
Is that the one you're supposed to use?
No. There's memtest 86 and memtest 86 plus. I can never remember which is which. One of them is open source. One of them is a fork, I think. I use whatever this is that's about to boot up. Yes, this is Passmark memtest 86. This is the closed source one. There's an open source one that is memtest 86 plus, I think, and that's the one that you're supposed to use. All right, off she go. Now, a full part. How much RAM have we got here? 64, 32. I say, not actually seeing that written anywhere.
15.9 gigabytes.
Oh yeah, 16. There it is. Yeah, sorry. I was reading down numbers and I don't know. Shush. Right, 16 gigs of RAM. A full pass of this is probably going to take half an hour. I'm going to give it 5 minutes. And if nothing happens in 5 minutes, then my inclination is we just stop it. Reset BIOS to defaults, move the memory modules to the correct slots, and send it again. And also just throw in an SSD with a pre-existing version of Windows so we can actually just get some actual stress tests that aren't some weird Ghost Spectre installer that kind of sort of might be broken.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because Poshmark memtest. So yes, update the BIOS too. That's a good shout. Yeah, it might be on an ancient version of it might be on an ancient BIOS that doesn't actually technically have 5800X3D support. And I wouldn't expect that to cause blue screens and stuff, but it might be doing all kinds of weird and wacky things if it technically doesn't understand the CPU. So yeah. Because while most motherboards, I'd imagine at this point, every motherboard is updated for the 5800X3D, but you never know how long this board might have been sitting in a warehouse. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right. Okay, we have errors in the memory, so let's reset BIOS, move the memory modules to the correct slots, and send it again. Cool. All right, I'm just going to turn that off. Let's go bench cam.
Wild.
CPU reseat as well. These are all good ideas, but we won't change too much at once because we do actually want to know what the fault was. Like, to all accounts, I shouldn't... well, I'll just move the memory first. Stupid Asus motherboards with their single end latching. Ugh. I didn't look very hard to see if the memory was actually in properly either just then. And because this is an Asus motherboard and it only latches at one end, it's very, very easy to just not have the memory fitted properly. Unfortunately, we'll never know because I've just disturbed it, but I should have checked that first.
What are the memory modules?
The memory modules are Kingston.
Good. Right. 16 gig in a...
The joke is Kingston just write a bunch of numbers and word salad on the side of their modules. They don't actually write any useful information, so you've got to type the wretched thing into Google to actually find out what you actually have.
We have a Burger King.
Have it your way at BK, you got it. Backspace a bit.
There you go.
Eagle-eyed people may have already screen capped it from MemTest just then, but whatever.
Memory module. Hopefully, it's something like 3200 CL16. Yeah, it looks like it.
All right, I'll stick that in while you're reading up about it.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to know what speed it was.
Yes.
So if we loaded a profile, it loaded a profile at like 6400 mega transfers, we'd just be like, ha, that's broken.
Yes. We should, when it boots up in a sec, we'll drop into BIOS, we'll check what the BIOS version is, and also we'll just check if there's any weird timing set on it, because the voltage on the memory was manually set. But it didn't look like...
Well, it does that when you load XMP. It does.
Oh, does it set it to manual then? Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, yeah. I thought it would still register that as automatic, but yeah.
No, because it's a set voltage.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Go.
Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum.
I think we're RAM training. All right. We still got 16 gigs. Good. Right. BIOS build date is February 23. So that's definitely not the latest. I don't believe that's not going to be the latest, but that's not archaic. When did the 5800X3D come out? Was that 22?
A while ago. Yeah. What actual board is this?
Right. This is... It is an I don't know. Oh, I can see it from here. It's a Strix B550F gaming Wi-Fi 2. Strix B550-F gaming Wi-Fi 2. That's two I's for two.
Okay. Cool.
Why would you use II on a board model number? I hate it. The Wi-Fi. Tay says 5800X3D was second quarter 22. So yeah,
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it certainly has. Yeah, so it's certainly got a up-to-date BIOS for the CPU. However, it's not going to be the latest BIOS. So yeah. Okay, right. While you look at that, I'm just going to have a look at things. DOCP is on. Where is... Yeah, and it's still it's still set 1.35 RAM. Cool. Okay. I'm just going to save and exit, and I'm just going to put it straight back into I'm going to put it straight back into MemTest, and we'll just run that again and just see if anything has changed.
Very well.
Because if that MemTest doesn't fall over now, then just reseating the memory has probably fixed it. I find it hard to believe that being in the wrong slots would cause that. Not at 3200. Like, this is not exotic memory speeds.
I wouldn't expect it to.
Like, if we were pushing high memory speeds, then I might believe that the slots actually matter. And also, just for clarity, of course, when talking about slots and things like that, if it was in slots 1 and 2, then we're in single channel mode, and that's just intrinsically bad anyway. We were still dual channel, we were just in suboptimal slots, and that's to do with the topology. So again, correct me if I'm wrong on this, because you know more than this than I do. This is going to have a daisy chain topology where you've got 2 memory channels coming out of the CPU. So memory channel 1 goes to slots 1 and 2. So it goes to slot 1 and then it goes to slot 2. Then the second memory channel goes to slot 3 and then slot 4. So if you were in slots 1 and 2, you're only on the first memory channel, so you're single channel, which is slow and bad. So you want to stagger the memory, so you're using both channels. And you want to be in the second and fourth slots because those are at the end of those daisy chains. Whereas if you're in slots 1 and 3, as we were, what can happen is that a signal goes down the memory lines, it gets to your memory module, but also it keeps going to the end of it, hits the second slot, and reflects back up the signal trace, causing an echo, which can disrupt things. And if that sounds wild, remember that the frequency and the speed of signaling on modern memory is bonkers. We're straying into physics levels of speeds, kind of thing. So that's why it matters. But again, 3200 isn't exactly breakneck speed, so I wouldn't expect it to cause a problem at these kinds of levels. That's just theoretical. JD says I'm spot on. Good. I feel smart.
Yes.
All right. Can anyone remember how long it took before those errors came up? Did anyone spot what the timer was on? We should have taken a note from that before we turned it off, just so we knew when we're past the previous point we got up to.
Yeah, it was a couple of...
Yeah, Duma says 2 minutes, yeah. Tay says pass 2. No, a single pass will take about half an hour, I would expect, maybe 20 minutes. So, yeah. We'll wait for it to get to 5 minutes, because it definitely didn't get to 5 minutes. I think it had failed by now, but yeah. We'll give it up until 5 minutes. And yeah, if it gets to 5 minutes, then I feel confident in saying that we're probably in the clear.
Why would we reset the BIOS? What's wrong with the memory voltage?
Yeah, the memory voltage, as we've discussed, that's set just by it being in DOCP mode anyway. However, we'll do a BIOS update and a BIOS reset just for maintenance purposes.
Yeah, of course.
However,
yeah.
I think at this point it looks like we've actually solved the problem with this. And in which case, I guess we'll try and reinstall Ghost Spectre again, because that means we can just try and reproduce the first fault we had.
Yeah.
I think that'll be interesting. So yeah. Why only 1 power to the graphics card? Because the customer only put one power cable there. We said this earlier on, but just to repeat it, I will advise the customer to put in a second cable, because on a 6950 XT, this is a big enough card that that's actually going to matter. Because this is a Corsair RM power supply, it's gonna be okay in the real world. But they've got the extra power cables. There's no reason not to have the second power cable, and it's good practice to have the second power cable.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to put in a second power cable here.
Yeah.
If it was a mid-range graphics card, like if it was like a 6700 or maybe even a 6800, I would say it doesn't matter. The card isn't looking for more than 300 watts, but yeah.
Certainly a 6800 flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've passed the point where it was like 2 minutes. We're like 4 in now.
Yeah, I'm going to give it up to 5 minutes anyway, just because that's a nice round number, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you put it back in the wrong channel and it fails, then it's a channel issue, not a dirty pin. We could. I don't think so.
The thing we actually need to do.
Yeah.
is put
Reproduce.
4 memory modules in there and see if it then fails, because having it fail when it's in the wrong slots isn't necessarily a fault, because it's got the memory configuration wrong.
Yeah, it's not.
And failing when wrong is not a fault.
Agreed, yeah.
Something being broken when you've put a brick through it isn't a design fault.
The other thing as well is I didn't look to see if the memory modules were seated properly before I removed them, and it's entirely possible that they just weren't in properly. So yeah. Normally at this point I would go back and try and put it back into a fault condition to prove and like do the double blind test that is what fixed it. However, there are already too many variables for that to be worth doing. We could stick some more memory modules in there and actually just like give it the beans. But I think what we should do at this point is try and install Windows again, throw some basic bitch stress tests at it and just sanity check that the computer is fixed. And then we can either decide to do some more tinkering, or we can go, you know what, I don't care, we've solved it, it works, on to the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, that's my inclination at this point. That's at 6 minutes, that's good enough for me, so we'll shut that down. Now, just for posterity, if you really want to be certain, like if this was a day in the life of the shop, I would actually leave it to run one full pass. I would actually, even though I'm confident that that's not going to fail, I would wait for it to do at least one complete pass just for posterity. However, at this point, we've no reason to believe it's going to fail. So, yeah. All right, memtest out. Ghost Spectre back in. We've already got our SSD in there, so turn it back on. All right.
Turnips.
Oh, should we BIOS update it? No, let's just reinstall Windows. Yeah. I'm going to give you the keyboard again and read chat and drink cider.
Very well.
Yeah. Use the cable if you have it. I do not have the cable, so it's a moot point anyway. But yeah, sorry, I think you mean it as a rule of thumb. If you, the builder, have an extra cable, then use it. Yeah. Let's see, customer didn't press them properly into the slots. I would find that very believable because Asus motherboards, as I mentioned, they only latch at one end, so it is comically easy to accidentally not insert the memory modules properly, which is why I don't like single end latching slots. The reason why they have these single end latching slots is so because on certain motherboards the graphics card prevents you from unlocking that end of the memory slot. And so Asus were like, we made it so you only have to undo it from one end, so now that's not an issue. And to that I say, no, just take your graphics card out. And also on this one, there's actually a good 15 millimeters between the bottom of the RAM and the graphics card, so there would have been room to unlock the slot anyway. So I don't know why Asus insist on that. I think it's stupid, and I think they should just put in slots that unlock at both ends, because they're so much easier to fit and remove. There's far less chance of a problem. But yeah, Asus are really gung-ho about that. They have it, it's actually a feature as far as they're concerned. So yeah, cheaper slots. That might also be the case. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. All right, got to go, take care, lads. Be well, Tay-Tay. Thanks for dropping by. BIOS update first. I do want to do the BIOS, however, let's get Windows on it first, because also, if Windows fails now, we know that we're not out the woods yet. So yeah, so far we're kind of changing one thing at a time, so let's do that. It's still a step forward from having their front panel connectors all jumbled around. Yeah, big time. Remember, the reason why the front panel connector isn't standardized is basically Asus, because they're the only ones that they were the last people to adopt the current standard.
Oh, look at all these 11 competing standards. We need a new one to unify them all. Oh, look at all 12 of these competing standards.
Yeah. Or failing that, you can just do it the way that a lot of the case manufacturers are doing it now, where they're like, well, we've got an integrated RGB controller, so there's no power LED. We're not going to bother with the hard drive LED anymore because it doesn't really matter on an SSD, so you just have a power button now. Yeah. So, Boo Azus. Are they booing me, Smithers? No, they're saying boo-sus. Boo-sus. That was a very mangled Simpsons joke.
Okay.
People who know classic Simpsons will think I'm hilarious. Right. Gigabyte put single end side on lots of stuff too. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag with Gigabyte. I've seen MSI use them on and off as well. Asus are consistent though. Like all Asus boards do that. Boo words, boo words. Yeah, there you go. Chat got it. Chat's cultured. They finally add a block and it's only got the power cable. Yes, JD. The alcohol is kicking in. Not as such. I think I've just caught a second wind, to be honest. I think just the caffeine has kicked in and, well, yeah, I mean, this isn't alcohol yet. I think I've just kicked onto high energy for the stream, which I'm glad of, to be honest.
You did it.
Yeah.
You're here.
I am actually here now, yeah.
You did it. You came.
Rooter says, I'm not cultured, I'm just old. Is there a difference?
I mean, yeah, but we're not going to get into that here.
You can have the wrong culture. Anyway, how about that 9800X3D that is about to drop and everyone's just, it's very funny watching all the tech channels, like say like Jay said the other day, the Schmindy 8X tree rhymes with, just like everyone knows that it's about to drop, but it's still technically NDA, so they're having to be like, the chip that everyone knows is about to be released is going to come out. It's very funny.
I was expecting it to have come out on Thursday.
Yeah, they just announced it, right?
Because
they've announced the spec and the price, but the review is still embargo, right?
Yeah. I was expecting it to come out. Just because that's when Black Ops 6 came out, and apparently there's going to be a Black Ops 6 bundle.
Ah.
So I assumed it would be out for the release date, but apparently not.
I see.
Yeah, it's the 7th.
They're saying the 7th or something, yeah.
See, the thing I'm intrigued that no one seems to have picked up on, and I got from the official announcement video, was that they were also saying, oh yes, and Black Ops 6 with FSR 3.1 and our new preview version of ML enhanced upscaling. And no one seems to have commented on the fact that FSR 3.1 is going to have machine learning enhancements.
Yeah, I was going to say, just like that sounds like kind of a big deal. That means you now have feature parity with DLSS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which would be kind of interesting.
Enter your name.
All right.
User.
Always user. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think the 9800X3D is going to be a worthwhile upgrade from the 7800X3D. No. But
it may be as much as 10% faster.
Yeah. On the
if we're lucky.
Yeah.
But
I think it might have the opportunity for really good opportunistic boosting though, because of the overclockability, and because on the previous X3D chips you have the compute tiles with the 3D V cache on top.
They're not tiles, they're chiplets.
Chiplets. Whatever. Chiplets. And then you have your CPU cooler on top of the whole shooting match. So all of the heat from the compute chiplet has to go through the 3D V cache, which doesn't like heat, which is why you get PBO, but you don't really get any overclocking as such on the previous X3Ds. Whereas on the new one, they've put the cache on the bottom, the compute on top, which means that now they're overclockable, but also it just means that even if you're not overclocking, we may just get much better opportunistic boosting and stuff like that.
I think in the official specifications, peak boost is 200 megahertz higher and the base clock's 500 megahertz higher.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Tet Potato put out an interesting video that discussed this and discussed the pros and cons of having them either way around.
Did you watch it?
I did.
Oh my god!
Because I was interested in just knowing about whether it was a good plan or not. And the long and the short of it is, it seems to be a great idea for something like the consumer CPUs with a single slice of 3D cache. However, on enterprise CPUs where they can have multiple levels of cache, it makes a lot less sense because of the hassle of running all of the power traces up through all of your cache layers to get to the compute layer. So at that point, it starts making significantly less sense. But yeah, an interesting topic. So yes.
Yes. Also, yes, it was a case of, apparently, according to AMD, is an official statement. It was all about just the heat transfer through the cache.
That's
as
what
opposed to the cache is being thermally sensitive or voltage sensitive or anything like
Alvin just said the same thing. So
it was
that
a thermal
also
transfer issue.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, this, as far as I'm aware, Zen 5 was the first time that the actual core design, the chiplet design and so on, was designed with stacking as a part of the initial tape-out design.
As opposed to just gluing it on top with a hot glue gun, yeah.
Yeah, and they did a lot of work on changing the size of the FPUs and the L1 cache to make it so the chiplets were about the same size.
Ooh, cool.
Woohoo!
May as well have the NVIDIA one as well. We're not going to install the NVIDIA one quite yet, but I'll drag that to the desktop just so it has it. And I'm just going to bash that on there, and then we'll get it connected to the internet and install some drivers.
Did you grab the AMD chipset driver?
I did not.
Oh.
I will... May as well just let Windows Update do that, I guess. Or is it worth using the standalone one?
You manually install it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, all right. I'll grab that while you do this.
Install. Next.
Chipsets. AM4. Oh no, AMD 9 series chipsets. That's not what I wanted.
No, you want the AM4X
Yes.
series.
It was just funny because for a moment we were going to install Bulldozer. I'm going to bust open these Marzipan Stollenbites. I'm glad that... I was about to say, I'm glad that you've got these, but I'm also... Well, no, actually, we're past Halloween, so we're allowed Christmas treats now.
Actually, therefore, German festivities throughout the season. They're not specifically Christmas.
Season's greetings.
Oh, I'm offended.
Happy holidays. What did you say? Happy holidays, sir. Merry Christmas. Yes, happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Kwanzaa. All right.
Who's that?
I can't remember if it's actually a thing or not, or whether Futurama just invented it, like, unironically. Our capture just died. Oh, ooh, yeah, no.
Possibly.
Yeah, the capture died.
I was going to say, I'm literally just going to reboot once it will allow me to skip this. There you go.
That one there.
Power. Restart. My bits! I'm covered in icing sugar.
I should have just eaten this as a single bite because I'm putting icing sugar everywhere. I'm covered in white.
Oh, there's powder.
It's kind of an invention, but let's not say anything about it that will get me cancelled. I see.
Why do I have a DM from JD?
maybe a warning that I'm about to make an extreme social faux pas that will absolutely get me cancelled.
Do you want to copy the chipset installer onto the flash drive?
Can I actually click download? I did.
Congrats. Well done.
Downloads.
Let's see if we're lucky enough.
Should do.
Yeah, but it's an Asus board. You know how they like to be with having normal drivers. Huh.
Oh yeah, Sniff also said new NVIDIA display driver privilege escalation. So yeah, update your graphics drivers, people, because yeah, there's some nasty privilege escalation vulnerabilities in current drivers, which doesn't mean your computer is going to immediately get owned, but it just means that if you download, like if you open a bad exe or something like that, that is a very easy point of escalation.
Copy. Desktop.
Oh, why are there two there? What
Paste.
the hell's that? Oh, did you copy paste it to the same place?
I hit copy and then it started copying. And I was just like, oh, I have all the things, apparently.
Very well. Put that over there. Oh, also, bath. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit choppy because we're installing drivers and stuff. No!
You do not have Wi-Fi.
Unfortunate.
Well,
Oh, come on, Capture. I know we're messing it around at the moment, but... All right. Right. And I'm going to grab a USB Wi-Fi driver, a Wi-Fi adapter.
Wi-Fi dongle.
Now we have 3 antennas. Ever tried an espresso? I have not. I was thinking of getting an espresso machine for my next coffee machine, but I think I'm just going to get a bean to cup machine.
I would disown you.
I mean, it's fine. But I think if you're spending that kind of money on a coffee machine, you may as well get bean to cup. Didn't Adrenaline install the chipset drivers as well? I'm assuming you would have spotted that.
Not as far as I'm aware, because it's a GPU driver.
Yeah. I think if you've downloaded the automatically detect and install drivers package, then that will grab everything. However, that would have been a stub installer needing an internet connection. I downloaded the standalone graphics driver and the standalone chipset driver. Coffee pods is simply wrong. Consumistic invention like puffs. Yes. Kind
Depends
of.
if they're the pure aluminium ones.
Yeah.
Because if they are the pure aluminium ones, they're like 99% recyclable.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
but also...
Yeah. Problematic, I would certainly say, is not out the question. But yeah. That's I think it's quite an in-depth thing.
No, that's not the password anymore.
Either way, yeah, bean to cup is the way forward, because it's just coffee beans go in and coffee comes out. So
you can even get ones that take powdered milk. So then they will give you milky drinks as well.
That's a cool idea.
And they're better than the ones that take actual milk in, because you don't have to clean them as much.
Yeah. Because like keeping fresh milk loaded is A, annoying, and B, you've got to clean it. And also, like, powdered milk is fine. It's basically indistinguishable from actual milk. And also, like, I'd assume that powdered milk would probably have a really long shelf life in the machine, because I don't take milk in my coffee. But it would be cool to have one that has powdered milk, because then, like, when people come around and they want, like, I don't know, a latte or something like that, I can be like, yeah, I can do a latte, instead of going, nope, I can only do something that's got black coffee in it, you know. I don't know.
I can only do you a coffee if you want it black. And your options are Americano, Americano, Americano,
or
a double espresso.
Espresso with hot water in it, yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
AeroPress, all you need.
Yes.
Yeah, AeroPress is good. I use a cafetiere at home.
You need a half decent grinder with an AeroPress.
Yeah, probably, because my grinder's crap and doesn't do any kind of a consistent grind.
Yeah. Which
you get away with in a cafetiere. The cafetiere doesn't care, but that's probably a good reason not to use a thing. Of course, I could buy pre-ground coffee. I buy beans at the moment just because I can buy kilogram bags of it in Tesco.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, one with an actual milk line. Yeah, exactly. As JD says, in a larger office, because obviously you're doing volume.
Yeah.
The problem with decent electric grinders is your starting price is like £400.
Oh.
If you want an actually good one. Pow. We'll install nothing.
God. I hate just news stories appearing.
Pow.
Like whatever browser.
There are no news stories. There's just a cute fox.
I opened a I opened a news story link that I saw the other day just on a customer computer. Like I opened Edge and there was some stories, and I saw a headline that caught my eye, and I was like, okay, I'm curious. So tell me more about this obscene story. That looks juicy, you know. And I clicked it. I read the story and I was just scrolling through, and it was the newspaper it was from was the Evening Standard, so it's like not mega trash. It's not super trashy, but whatever. However, I was reading through the rest of it and just scrolling through the other articles and adverts and stuff, and it was just so stereotypical. Like, you know, this common household food you should never feed your dog, and it's got an AI generated picture of a dog looking poorly, kind of thing. And just, you know, like this housewife's secret hack, and it's just got a housewife with a spoon and stuff like that, and it's just all the classics, you know. And I'm just like, God, and they wonder why they're going out of business, you know.
Do you know what I do with this spoon?
I actually stir the things before serving them, yeah.
That's not a knife.
You won't believe number 5. Yeah, exactly that. All right. I'm off. Bro is playing. Very well. Good luck, JD.
You're not allowed to leave.
Right,
You're
I see
here
we're
forever.
downloading Superposition. I have that on a drive already, but we've got like a minute and a half before that finishes downloading, so I guess we're doing that now.
Well, maybe you should consolidate all of your 94 different pen drives and things.
I have. This on one drive. I just needed to get that drive.
Well, where is it? Why is it not here? You knew we were doing this, Graham.
Next question, please.
Why wasn't it already here? You knew we were doing this.
Well, you know what, then? I'm going to bloody plug it in, and we're... Oh, actually, oh, no, good. Hang on a sec. Have we got onboard Wi-Fi yet?
Probably not.
Okay, hang on a sec. I think I can blind plug this in underneath. The USB port is occluded. There we go.
In you go.
Eluting.
Open.
And let's see, toolkit, and then I think they're both under bench actually. Yeah, there you go. There's heaven and there's superposition. So,
Heaven.
Yeah, at the very least, you may as well stick heaven on the desktop as well, just for good measure.
Wow.
Huzzah! Do the poorly dog, Graham. What do you want me to go? Ooh. Is that the poorly dog impression that you wanted to hear? I'm a dog and I'm poorly. It's just like when you see like classic stock picture of like old person with heart condition. They're going, oh, you know, like I don't want to laugh at old people with heart conditions, but when you just see the picture of the guy just going, oh, you know,
call an ambulance.
But not for me.
Actually, for me, I'm having a stroke.
What watch is Caradog wearing?
It's the Pixel Watch 3 44mm.
I see.
It's the big boy one with a silicon case in it.
Oh, is it silicon? I didn't know it was hard plastic or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was quite impressed because you've had that silicon case on it for the past couple of weeks now. And I was like, oh, that's nifty. And yeah, I gather that the touchscreen works just fine through the silicon case, which is kind of cool. Yeah. I like that because like one of the reasons why I don't want a smartwatch is that I'm just terrified of just dinking it on a door handle.
That's why I have the case. Can you see the dinks?
I mean, not really, but I'd take your word for it, you know. How much was the watch? I assume you got it with one of your phones. Cool.
How much was the watch? Technically free.
Yeah. However, if you buy it at retail, it's surprisingly aggressively priced, I think, isn't it?
I don't actually know what the retail price is on it, but I got it for technically free.
I see. All right. I'm going to bring up capture again because we're going to make it do funny things. Capture with face. There we go. And let's go reactivate the capture card. Let's go reactivate the capture card.
It might be DHCP things.
Oh yeah, because AMD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's HDCP thinking.
Yeah.
All right. One sec. I'm just going to get another capture card.
Yeah. Please grab the aggressively Chinese one.
Yeah, the Camlink should do it. Yeah. I want that. So we're going to lose our preview, unfortunately, but
yeah, for me, the main benefit of the 3 is the fact it's bigger, and I find the Pixel Watch 2 too small. Or should I say there is a bigger option? Because there's a 38, I think it's 38 and 44, and I find the 38 just far too small. I'm going to go back to Facecam. Hello, people. Have you just unplugged the microphones and everything?
No, but I'm having a bad time. Hold on, I'm fixing it.
Okay.
This motherboard doesn't have enough USB 3 ports.
Oh yeah.
Unironically, that's a possible reason why we should rebuild the stream rig.
Yeah.
It feels like such a waste to commit anything worthwhile to just a stream box when all it has to do is just run OBS. However, yeah. All right, there's a cam link fitted now. See if there's anything going to that. If you add an existing video capture device down the bottom.
Video capture.
And then,
because I clicked on window capture.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I was going to say, I saw
daft.
one for a cam link there. Yeah, there you go. So you can use that one.
Pow, cam link.
And then double click on it to actually make sure it's on the correct source. There we go. That looks promising. Then just Control F that on the correct keyboard.
There we go. Hold on. Where am I? Who am I? What is this? There we go.
Cool. Right, the bad news is we don't have a preview monitor now, so we've got to watch it. But to be honest, that's not a bad thing because it means that if we can't see what's going on, it means you can't see what's going on either. So, all right, here we go. Or a $10 USB 3 card. Yeah, I've just plugged in a USB 3.0 header to dual socket adapter, which I had kicking around for this express purpose. However, like, instead of using a bunch of janky adapters, we could just build a computer that just has all the things that we always seem to want.
Yeah.
You know? Like, the motherboard we've got on this stream rig is actually awful because I think it's only got 2 USB 3 ports on it.
It's got 4.
Oh, yeah. I can.
It's got 4, but it's only got 4 USB ports, hasn't it?
It's got 6.
Oh, no, it's got 6.
It's got 2 USB 2 ports, but yeah, just the arrangement is a bit wonky.
There you go. That did not die, and I got an 11,790.
What profile was that? 1080p Extreme?
1080p Extreme, yeah.
Damn. It's faster than a 3080 Ti.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very well. That's a rapid graphics card.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are speedy.
Yeah. God, I'm sad that AMD aren't doing a new flagship. Or, you know, a new high-tier card in the next gen. Because I actually probably would have bought it. But yeah.
Oops,
oh well.
That's save, not exit. Let's try that again.
Oh God, now you've got to operate it through the capture. Good luck.
There you go.
Okay, right. Is there anything else we need to test with this? I think we've fixed this as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the only other thing I was going to do was get Cinebench R23 download. Okay. I don't know where the download button is. Is it hidden by our face?
Who knows? Because it's a sodding download website, so any one of these download buttons could be it.
No, it's here.
Or it could be that malware that screws up uranium cyclotron things. I can't remember what it's called.
Hi, 2007.
That's the
what
gag.
What a flashback.
Yeah, but I
Good Lord.
I can't remember the name of that virus, so it doesn't matter. What was the virus that messed up everyone's
Was it SneakerNet?
things?
Or
Stuxnet. Yeah, there we
No.
go.
There you go.
That was going to be my gag. Any one of these downloads might get you the thing you want, or it might install Stuxnet. So yeah.
Yes. Something like that.
Pre-serve CDs. I see. You've got mail. So what are you doing?
Cinebench R23.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Reasonable.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
The fan curves on this are kind of wonky. I'm not going to do anything about those. No, I'm not going to do anything about those right now. One thing that kind of annoys me is just how aggressive default fan curves are. I guess it kind of makes sense. It's better to have them high by default. But, yeah. I think what particularly annoys me is a lot of the time, even if you select a quote-unquote silent fan curve, it's still just really, really aggressive.
Yeah.
You've got mail. Where?
Run. I'm going to move that mouse pointer before it confounds me.
I tried to run Cinebench R23 on an ancient ass Toshiba with like a Core 2 Duo or something in it because I was trying to make it crash.
Damn it.
Speaking of crashing.
That was close.
Oh, I see. And I set it to do a 30-minute stress test. And I came back after 30 minutes and it was still going because it hadn't finished the first pass.
Hold on. Scaling. Okay.
This just makes your life harder.
Yeah, but it might actually be big enough for the buttons to appear on the...
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Because the buttons were rendered off screen.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Run. Accept. There you go.
All right, off we go. Hi, Winston.
I'm going to get some water. Can I interest you in some water on this fine day?
No, I'm okay. I've got alcohol. I don't need water.
Have you drunk any?
As part of another drink. All right, off she go. Zen 4 Gerber. Or Zen 3? Zen 3. Yes, Zen 3.
Would you like to say that for a fourth time? Just to be certain.
Well, I was just like, which one is it again? Because AMD can't do things the easy way. Right. I guess we'll give that like another spin or something.
Okay,
But-
that didn't crash.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Oh, yeah.
14,000 points.
Cool. Yeah, the fans are all ridiculously overkill at the moment. They're all ramping up to high speed, and there's no discernible heat coming off of anything.
It's also possibly because Asus are dumping 1.45 volts into the CPU.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah. I should probably have a look to tune my 7800X3D at some point, because I'm just running default BIOS with PBO enabled. And as soon as I enable PBO, the temperature's jumped up a bit. Not to problematic levels, but noticeably. So I'm assuming that it's just dumping more power into the CPU and might not need to, but get out the AMD decoder wheel, yeah. A lot of default fan profiles will just be like 100% at 50 degrees C kind of thing. So, yeah.
There you go. I think we can say it's likely to not be a hardware issue.
Good. All right. I think we're done with this one. So,
Seems to be sorted.
yeah, I'm going to stick the
The only
customer
thing we need
SSD
to
back.
do is
Yeah.
put their SSD back in and
Yeah.
see if it works.
Yeah, so
Because if it does, nothing needs to happen.
yeah. So I don't think I've got any meaningful steps of reproduction for them to go through with their one. So we'll put it in there. We'll fire it up with no preview because customer SSD.
Yeah.
And we'll just make sure it actually like boots to the desktop and logs in, and then we'll just send it, I think. Because we have found a fault and fixed it, and we've no reason to believe there's anything else wrong with this. So
Yeah, exactly.
we're ready to move on, I would say. And we've got our bench SSD set up for the next PC as well. Oh, flash the latest BIOS. Good shout. Yeah, we'll quickly do that as well.
I've got it. I'll stick that on that pen drive in a second.
Cool. All right, I'm going to leave everything else as it is then for a moment, because we don't need...
Swap the SSD over.
Yeah, can do. Yeah. There was... Right. Western Digital Blue, that's the customer's SSD. Huh. Ba, 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 ba.
Bum, 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 bum.
Ah. Pain. Why?
Why must you struggle?
My days. I'm getting a magnet.
Oh dear.
When you go on with the magnet and the magnet just goes clonk onto the back of the graphics card. And you're like, what? No.
JD's come back. Apparently we're better than someone else. That's concerning.
I see.
I don't know what he was watching, but...
We invented a team of children so we could beat someone.
Why are we beating children?
Well, we can't beat adults, so I don't know where I'm going with this gag. I'm gonna stop now.
Oh, I see.
Patience is a virtue. I am a beacon in the storm.
Uh-huh.
I am an island in the midst of the tempest.
In the midst of a temptation.
Well, I nearly said temptress then. I'm like, wait, what? That's not what I meant. Whatever I was trying to say, that wasn't it.
Ah, yes. I will harness my dark mistress.
Touch the darkness within me. Good. BIOS update. Spam delete. Thank God.
Did you plug in the monitor's HDMI?
I did not. What, are we not on capture anymore?
No, because you said to not have
Oh.
capture.
Yes.
The HDMI plugged into the monitor.
Oh, people can watch it do a BIOS update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just said that because we were going to boot the customer SSD. Ugh. All right.
Huh!
It's probably going to need a reset. Check the basement and see if there's a second power cable in there. There is not. We looked earlier on. I'll check again just in case.
Any fivers?
No. That's it. Yeah. Check for fivers.
I'm just going to actually turn it off because it didn't restart. Shh.
Shh, 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 shh. No more dreams, only tears.
I mean, it's an ID cooling AIO. What do you expect?
The fan is spinning the wrong way. That one's going clockwise, this one's going anti-clockwise. The fan has started in reverse. I'm sorry, put it on bench cam. I need to show this. How bad is this fan? Okay, so hang on a sec. I'm just going to stall. So look at this fan. You can see that it's going clockwise. You can see that on the camera, that it's spinning clockwise. If I stall that, as you can see from the fan profile, it should be going anti-clockwise. Right, stall and auto restart. All right, it's got stall, but it doesn't have auto restart. I swear, if I just killed the motor and okay, there it's oh, did you see it? It nearly started in reverse again. Good grief. The finest Chinesium fans folded 0 times.
Good heavens.
ID cooling things, yeah, apparently. All right, I take it we still have no video output. Have
Yes.
you tried deactivating and reactivating? Okay, sorry, I'm just going to plug the monitor in and we'll
Yes.
point the camera at the monitor. Ooh. I'm going to have a sneaky look at what graphics card the other computer has in a sec, just to check if it's AMD. Just so we know whether we need to actually just like get the Chinese adapter, because Chinese adapter doesn't care. Yeah, it needs another reboot. The next computer has... Yeah, the next computer's a Radeon as well. So I will actually grab the Chinesium adapter because it doesn't care. What on earth is happening? Just all the front fans have stalled now as well. I'm going over here to read the chat. You do it.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
It's working fine when I shut it down.
Those ID coolers are 30 quid on eBuyer. Wow. Okay. I trust a million thermal rights before a single ID cooling area. Yeah. Bottom fan was a different speed from the other two front fans, or was an illusion. I noticed that on the camera preview earlier on. Couldn't see it with the naked eye, but I could see it on the preview as well. Do you want to try just turning the power supply off and on again? Yeah, like let's just whatever it's trying to do, it's failing. Unless it's pissed off, because I've changed the SSD. Maybe the SSD isn't seated properly or something like that. So we'll try it one more time, and if it doesn't want to start again, we'll just check the SSD. All right, here we go. I can hear that fan. Okay, there we go. It sorted itself out. It's not happy. Have we got any diagnostic LEDs on this motherboard?
Of course not.
Yeah. Oh, what now? We're done. We should be moving on to the next computer. This was the easy one.
The actual RGB on the fans is quite good.
Yeah. Although that much being said, I think it's not difficult to get pleasing looking RGB these days. I think that's just a solved problem. All you need is just frosted plastic and any modern RGB chips. Yeah, that hasn't gotten going, has it?
No.
All right, let's pull the SSD back out again.
I went to pull the HDMI cable out, and just part of the connector fell down the cable.
I see.
I was like, okay.
I might actually take the graphics card out just so I can make sure I'm seating everything properly. Give myself space to work. Take off this stupid magnet because it keeps grabbing hold of things. Front fan. The front fans are the least of my concern for a computer that doesn't post. Basically what's happening is the fan control isn't kicking in yet, which is why the fans aren't starting up. They're starting at minimum speed, and then because the system isn't posting properly, it's just not progressing to anything else. Interesting anti-sag bracket. Oh, it's a chunky boy. I like it. Huh.
Neat.
I'll tell you what I did do. While I was fumbling around with that SSD, it was still in standby. Like it was in shutdown, but the power supply was on, so we had standby power on the motherboard while I dropped the screw on it about 3 times. So it's entirely possible that BIOS is just pissed off. So I'm just going to BIOS reset it.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happened to it. And while I wait a polite 60 seconds, I'm just going to check the voltage on the BIOS battery just for posterity.
Where is my multimeter?
Yeah. I think the BIOS resets basically instantaneously when you remove the battery, but I always like to, I call it waiting a polite 60 seconds kind of thing.
Yeah.
which is just enough time to actually just check that the battery isn't flat as well. So 3.06, I'm going to change that anyway, just for preventative maintenance, because a new battery costs pennies.
Isn't this a new build?
Yeah, this is why I check batteries. It is more common than you think. Like, this is a brand new motherboard and the battery's at 3.06, which is, that's not causing a problem, but this is a brand new motherboard. That battery should be a good, 3.35.
It's probably a motherboard that's in a box.
Yeah.
That's been on a shelf for 2 years.
That's it. You don't know how long it's been sitting around for.
Yeah.
So, time to upset everyone by cutting toward my thumb.
It's okay, it's your thumb. It's not my thumb.
Whoa. And just for, there it is. And again, just so people know what it looks like, what readings look like, because
hopefully
the primary thing about learning how to use multimeters is just knowing what numbers you're actually expecting to see.
Not those.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't touched it yet. Okay.
There we go. Wow. 3.27. That's a pretty crap battery, if I'm honest. However,
that's why they cost 2p.
Yeah, it's better than the one that came out though. That one's completely fine. Yeah, it should be like a good confident 3.3. However, that's fine. Desktop batteries generally will last the lifetime of the computer, provided they're not crap. And yeah, whatever, good enough. All right, let's fire that up again. Right. Oh yeah, we're going to need a graphics card. Yeah. Oh. It's so big.
That's what she said.
Wow, Caradog, your GPU is so big. Oh my god. I've never seen one that big. All right. I mean, what?
It's true.
Okay, we have standby power. We've got a keyboard and mouse, HDMI. All right, and go. Wah. Yeah, fans haven't stalled out this time.
Bum, 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 bum.
RAM training. Oh yeah, we don't have any capture, so I don't need to worry about it doing anything. My God, there's no world where I've killed the motherboard by dropping a screw on it. Come on. It's not an impossibility, but my God, the misfortune of that, if that's just happened. That's problems. I'm going to reseat the CPU because reseating the CPU is a really good way to shake a motherboard out of a funk. Resetting the BIOS is one thing, but when you change the CPU, the BIOS goes, ugh! And that will just sometimes get it to do the thing. SSD back, yeah, we'll take the SSD back out as well, actually. I can't see a world where the SSD is causing this problem. However, it was something that changed.
It was the last thing that was changed.
So yeah, let's pull that off. And I've switched it off at the back this time as well, so standby power is off. Yeah. Yeah, like dropping a screw onto a motherboard that's in shutdown, like, my God, the chances of that actually breaking something, it could well happen. It's not impossible, but I will be Yeah, like, I don't think anyone would blame me for just counting as really, really unlucky. But let's see, let's see. Broken it, mate. Maybe. I'm going to be kind of mad if I have. Graham, we blame you. I can't believe this. If dropping a screw breaks it, every motherboard I've ever built on would be broken. Well, again, it was in shutdown, so, you know, we had standby power there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hold the power button to drain power? That doesn't do anything. Yeah, that doesn't actually work. Sometimes you'll get a twitch out of the computer when you do that, but that doesn't actually drain 5VSB, which is the one that you actually need to drain. No, that's not going to go. Okay, I'm going to reseat the CPU and see if that gets it out. And yeah, I'll take the graphics card back out just to give myself working space, and we'll put in the test 1060. My God, this is nonsense. I can't believe we're doing this now. It was fine. It was working. We were there. We were done. Unbelievable.
Ba, 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 ba.
Master Ninja theme song.
What?
Please, when measuring the battery voltage, use load. Yeah, that's not going to change it by a meaningful amount. Like, if I'd measured the battery voltage while it was in circuit, it might have gone down by like 50 millivolts, maybe 100 millivolts. But like, we're not looking for a precise measurement. We're looking for a, is it flat, you know? When I'm checking the voltage of the battery, I don't care if it's 3.05 or 3.04. What I want to know is, you know, like, is it 3.0? I'm looking for like to the nearest 100 millivolts, you know. And for the kind of load that BIOS actually puts on the, for the kind of load that the RTC circuit puts on that battery, you don't see a meaningful difference. All right, let's pop you out. And then I will put it back in again. Also, everyone's saying this is a crap motherboard. It's fine. I think it's fine. It's not a high-end motherboard, but it's fine. It's the kind of board that I would use in a build. It is affordable, and it's got built-in Wi-Fi 6E, you know. It's got 4, 5, 6, 7.5 USB ports. The I/O is
that's fine.
meh, but it's not terrible. All right, which way round were you? You were that way round. I'm aware that I haven't redone the thermal paste. I probably will, but we're just going to make sure it posts again first.
Where is your beep speaker?
There is a beep speaker over here, and the 1060 is over next to the door. Oh. The beep speaker. 2.9 is okay, but it's low. Yeah, anything below 3.0 is flat in my eyes, especially if you're measuring out of circuit, because then when you measure with a load, it's going to be even lower than that. And anything that is below 3.1, I replace for preventative maintenance. So like 3.09, that's not causing you problems. However, that's going to cause the computer problems in the future. So again, while it's in for maintenance, just replace it.
Yeah. The other card you've got over there, is that the random 5500 XT?
Yes, which is sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. It always works in BIOS, but just sometimes it will just not give a picture when you boot to Windows. I've no idea what's wrong with it, but because it's a 5600 XT, I'm just like, it's not really worth investigating. It would be nice if it worked, but yeah. Right, you right, keyboard and mouse, graphics. All right, graphics. Okay, please start for me. This will actually ruin my day if I've killed this motherboard. Like, it's not a super expensive board, but still, I don't like losing money because I broke someone's motherboard.
Yeah. Weird, it's not even beeping.
No. I don't know what the hell has happened to that. Right, I'm looking at where I actually dropped the screw, and the point where I actually dropped the screw, it was near the driver chips for the fan headers, and directly adjacent to that is BIOS. I don't think the screw went over that section of the board. Even if it did, I don't think 5VSB is going to appear there. It might have, though.
I was going to say, I'm just going to rename the BIOS on here, and we can try flashback.
Yeah, we could try flash. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like maybe I scrambled the BIOS. Yeah. Remove the RAM again, perhaps. I don't think so. I think we'd be getting RAM errors or something like that. Yeah, I think it's a BIOS issue. Was it the wrong BIOS? We haven't done the BIOS yet. That's what we were going to do next. So the point where it all went wrong, just to back up a bit, it was working, we shut it down, I put the customer's SSD back in, and I dropped the screw on the motherboard while the motherboard was in shutdown. And that was the point. After there, it has not worked since. We were then going to do the BIOS update. So yeah, it was absolutely the screw droppage that has done the problems there. I'm just astonished that that has actually caused an issue. Like, I've struck sparks off of motherboards before and not had problems, which is not to say that that was a good thing, but like, it's, yeah, like this is an astonishing level of misfortune if this motherboard is dead. All right. Okay, we're going for the flashback.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm going to go for the chipless flashback because we learned from a recent stream that that increases your chances of success. So we're taking everything out. Cover it with garlic sauce.
Get the vampires out.
That does improve many things. Yeah. No debug lights on this. Take Mobo out of case. Maybe. Let's do this BIOS flashback and then we'll go that far. I'm kind of mad about this, but nah. Make sure it doesn't roll away. I think it's funny. I am more like my father for every day that passes. Okay, right, so power on at the back. Just close the socket for posterity. So now I'm going to hold the BIOS flashback button for, like, I don't know, until it starts doing something. Okay, the flashback light has come on.
Huh.
It is on still.
The RGB is RGBing.
Waiting to see if that light starts flashing or something. Because God forbid these things actually give you any kind of useful feedback. I think I might have needed to hold it for 10 seconds or something like that.
The RGB is RGB.
Yeah, that's hardware level, so. Ooh. Might turn that off and try again, and this time I'll hold the button until it starts flashing. I might just try pushing it again.
What's actually happening?
Nothing, it's just on a still LED at the moment.
Oh, I see.
And like normally it would start blinking to show that it's doing stuff. Well, I'm going to wait a little bit longer just in case it's actually just doing it. No, it would be flashing. Every other flashback I've seen flashes. Blinks.
Huh? The flashing flashes. The flashing flasher flashes.
Alright, while I was holding down the button, it blinked. And then stopped blinking after I finished holding down the button.
Well then.
When you did the rename, what did you rename it to?
Whatever the utility called renamer renamed it to.
Okay. I have a suspicion you need to rename it to like asus.cap or something like that for a flashback.
It renamed it to whatever the board shorthand is.
Yeah. Let's check the motherboard manual, because I have a suspicion you have to rename it to something specific for flashback.
Yeah. I presumed that the Asus renaming tool for flashback renames it what the Asus board requires it to be named.
You would imagine so.
Because if it doesn't, what's the point of them distributing it with the download?
You would imagine so, but I'm going to check the manual. Right, B550F Gaming Wi-Fi 2. Support. Are we in a race? We're in a race.
Q dashboard.
French edition, that doesn't help me.
Hon.
Oh, we're neck and neck. We're neck and neck. Q flash. Damn it.
Manually rename it as SB550FW2.cap.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or launch the BIOS renamer
Yeah,
to automatically rename it.
Yeah, that makes sense. The light is still on, just still. It doesn't seem like it's doing
insert
anything.
storage, download the thing, shut down the computer. Press the button for 3 seconds until the LED blinks 3 times.
Okay,
Wait until the light goes out.
Oh, okay. It was probably doing it then, and I've just interrupted it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it said wait until the light goes out. Yeah.
Yeah, but did it flash 3 times?
It was blinking while I was holding down the power, while I was holding down the button.
Wait for it to blink 3 times.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Now we'll just wait like 10 minutes,
until
I guess.
the BIOS flashback LED blinks 3 times, indicating that the function is enabled. Wait until the light goes out, indicating that the BIOS updating process is completed.
I hate it. All the other ones flash while it's doing it, so you know that it's doing something.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what I despise about BIOS flashback, is it's just this esoteric guessing game of is it actually doing the thing or not. But yeah, people are saying take out the GPU. Yeah, we'll give it some time first. I'm not going to interrupt it again. Get the programmer ready? Yeah, maybe. The Asus BIOS on the website is bigger than the IC. That's because it's a cap file, which is okay because we can deal with cap files. You have to do a little bit of modification to them. Or if I can find my 1.8 volt adapter, my RT809F can do it. Yeah. However, that's still missing in action. So I'm going to hunt for it while we wait for a sec. God, oh, I'm so mad. What's the stream timer on, just out of interest? I'm kind of mad that we're stuck on this PC now. I wanted to be working on the other one. Because the other one has been waiting longer.
2 hours.
2 hours? Oh, that's not
2
bad.
minutes.
I thought we were on like 2.5 hours going on 3 hours then.
I was considering really concerning you and just being like 4 hours.
I would have screamed. Yeah, my damn. I've not. Yeah, like the other week when we were doing BIOS programming, I accidentally plumbed 3.3 volts into a BIOS chip because I forgot to check, and I was like, oh, I don't actually know where my 1.8 volt adapter is. Yeah. So I'll have to use the CH341A, which has got a voltage selector on it, so that's fine, but it means that we have to manually convert the cap file. I guess I could do that while we wait for this. I just wish the LED would flash so it would tell, because what I want, and what a good flashback would do for me is you would push the button, it would come on solid for a bit, and then it would begin flashing, which you can interpret as you've started BIOS flashback, it's checking for file, it's found the file, and it's now flashing.
Yeah.
That's the information that you're looking for. You want it to go, I'm on, I've discovered the file to flash, I am flashing. And then when it goes out, it does something to indicate that it's done, a la turn on the computer.
Yeah.
That's an ideal flashback to me. So yes. 12-hour stream incoming. No! Shut! If you do the BIOS flashback, you don't get the option to make it smaller. The flashback will know what to do with the cap file, I will assume, because I just assume that Asus aren't idiots. You know, like, that would kind of be mind-blowing, so. Is there onboard video on the board? The board has onboard video, but the CPU doesn't. Hello, Def Gamer. I'm going to turn on the other PC. We probably should have checked the time so we could actually make a note of how long we've given this, because I can't see a world where it's going to take more than 10 minutes. So yeah. Use a known good. I mean, I would class a 1060 as a simple GPU at this point. But yeah. Right, 5 to 9 minutes max. Yeah.
Yeah,
How long do we reckon it's been?
4 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
All right. We'll give it a bit longer. I'm going to grab the file and start converting it on this end. So, I can't believe we're bloody doing. I'm so angry. It was working. It was fixed. We were done. It was over. This was supposed to be easy. I was like, it's just blue screens. It's easy. Yeah. It should blink until it finishes flashing from what I see on YouTube. Yeah, see, I would expect it to be continually flash as well. I've not seen one that doesn't flash like this, but the manual says it blinks a couple of times. And then turns out and then goes out.
Yeah, wait until the light goes out.
Yeah. Yep. It could have been a return the next day. No, it wouldn't have been, because it was me dropping that screw. It was blatantly that's the only explanation for this. No GPU retry. Yeah, I guess we'll try it again without the GPU. Well, actually, we'll take the GPU out. We'll stick RAM and a CPU in there just in case it wants, because some motherboards do require a CPU to be in the board, I think.
I don't know.
So yeah, I took the CPU.
The permutations.
Yeah. So, reseat the RAM. There is no RAM at the moment. We've taken out the RAM and the CPU because on the last board we actually discovered that we had a higher success rate with flashback without RAM and CPU installed. So yeah.
How do you clear the CMOS incorrectly by removing the battery.
You don't. Anyone who's saying that is wrong. Where's that one? No screw, you just remove the battery. Screw the BIOS config and didn't click. No, that's not how that works.
How do you incorrectly clear it by removing the battery?
Okay, so this is how it works. The BIOS battery does not power the BIOS chip. It's technically not even a BIOS battery. It's an RTC battery. This is all controlled from the PCH. And when the PCH has that real-time clock circuit in it that is powered from that battery when there's no mains power. When you push the reset button, it shorts the battery line to ground, or when you remove the battery, that line goes low. When that line goes low, the RTC circuit in the PCH notices that and it goes, this line has gone low. That means I reset the BIOS. And the PCH will then tell the BIOS to wipe its NVRAM region. So this is why technically it doesn't actually matter whether you use the button or the battery. However, removing the battery is the equivalent of just holding down the button for 60 seconds. But if you remove the battery, that's hands-free, so there is no possible way you can cock it up. That's why removing the battery is the correct way. So yeah. Right, is that light still on? Yeah, that's not doing anything. All right. Let's stick the CPU and RAM back in. I'll take the graphics card out because it definitely doesn't need that.
Yeah, I was going to say
right.
It was.
Let's stick this back in.
About 8 minutes.
Yeah. Wrapping is clear. Come on, before flashing as well. For posterity, we haven't tried to flash it yet. Well, we have now, but before the problem had started, we hadn't actually tried to flash it yet. Whoop. Right, we've got a CPU. I'll stick in some RAM. I don't think the RAM matters, but we'll put some in anyway, because whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. RAM, CPU, and I'm just going to grab
what I
the
would
heatsink. Yeah.
Can we set this up somewhere not here? Just because then we can push the button, leave it going, and put the other computer up here, and just see what the other computer's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, may as well.
Because obviously we can do.
It's not like anyone can see what it's doing at the moment anyway. So yeah. Okay. Yep. I support this. Right. I will just unplug. Whoop. Ditch that.
We don't need the NMAX in there either.
Oh, right, yes.
And I will want it for the other computer.
I was trying to determine what the NMAX was for a moment, and I was very confused. And I was like, what? Okay, right, I'm just going to clear some space on this bench so I can just go, huh!
Yes.
Right, let's get this wretched Dell out of the way.
Blasted Dells!
It's got a Celeron in it and a hard drive.
And you're doing anything with it, why?
It's just a make good repair.
You're doing anything with it, why?
Because the customer's paying me to.
The hell is this?
It's a Sysider.
No, it's not. It's 1/8 of an SSD.
It's an S.
Where's the rest of it?
You can go just somewhere.
I will demug and de-rubbish.
Thanks.
All of you can. I just looked in the mug and was just like, what the hell is. Oh, it's the.
Yeah, it's hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Well, it's a mocha, actually, but it's actually just a hot chocolate with some instant coffee in it.
Because no.
Yeah, it's one of those sachet jobbies, so it's basically just, those mocha sachets, it's just a instant hot chocolate with a spoonful of instant coffee in it. That's basically all they are. But now and then, I like them. They're a guilty pleasure, all right? Let he who is without cringe cast the first stone. All right. So, we're getting our next candidate up on the bench.
Our next candidate for execution.
Look,
Listen.
I'm feeling vulnerable right now, all right? I was having a really good afternoon, I was having a really good stream, and then a motherboard died on stream. I'm not happy. I'm under pressure, I'm stressed.
That was a freak occurrence.
I'm lashing out.
That was a freak occurrence that had nothing to do with your interactions.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, okay.
That had nothing to do with your interactions.
I'm going to, I'm just going to try and set this thing off. So I'll just, so I'm turning on the power at the back, and I'm now going to hold the button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
It's blinked 3 times, which is what it did last time, and now it's on static. So we'll just leave that as it is. It's got a heatsink on top of the CPU, so if it suddenly turns on and lights up, then it will have some cooling. All right, so we probably want to pull the customer SSD out of this before we get started, just so we can safely boot it up and do stuff. Oh, also, that's got the that rear IO's got to be fixed. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we'll do that first.
Yeah, we can't do anything without doing that. Do you want me to do that, or do you want to do some stuff?
I'll do it.
Okay then, cool. Let's just quickly angle the camera down, just so people can see what it is we're solving.
Okay.
I'm just going to come down here.
I was going to flip the case.
Yeah, I'll just do this. Right, stand by everyone.
That's my feet.
Oh, what happened to the... Accidentally closed it, maybe?
I may have closed it instead of minimizing it.
Understandable. Have a day. Yeah. And... Kadoosh. There we go. That's the problem that we saw at the start. So the that tab is sticking into the display port. No idea if so. This has got the problem. This one has is a blue screen error that says critical process died. Maybe the graphics driver is crashing because the display port is messed up. Who knows? No idea. Either way, we should resolve that before we do anything else. So yeah.
Indeed.
Another PC Graham gonna break. Look, like I said. I'm feeling vulnerable right now.
Do you want to swap to face cam?
Yeah, stand by.
Okay, I'll swap to face cam before you swing the camera around.
Oh, well, it's only in the corner. If we were full screen, then yeah, maybe, but yeah. That tab, yeah, it's such an easy mistake to make. I did that on a build the other week. And I was just like, oh, rookie error. Let's see, bench cam.
Hey, it's fine.
Why are we looking up there now? Oh well, there's the camera, everyone. Oh well. Oh no! Oh yeah. If you just move that manually, then don't. But oh yeah. Oh crap! Yeah, I see what you did. I deliberately have it upside down because it automatically flips the image. For a moment, I thought you just forcibly moved the gimbal.
No.
Yeah, that's why I was like, please don't do that. I was like, do not move the gimbal with your fingers. What were you thinking? That's a big no-no. You don't do that. That's why I suddenly was just like, what? All right. We do a little trolling around here. We have a little laughs. Okay, that's probably good enough.
Is this just use force?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
I was like, are you just use force until it comes off?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's probably some sketchy wiring in this build, but
I see.
Likely first-time builder. Which is fine, you know. Lots of people, a lot of people, they can throw all the components in there, but when it comes to actually plugging all the wires in, suddenly they get a bit overwhelmed. And also like that screams of I forgot to plug this in, and where the hell do I run this? You know.
I'm going to put that over there before we get those confused.
All right, while you do that, this motherboard is still doing nothing. I'm going to wake up the YouTube bench, and I'm going to download the BIOS file to it and just generally prepare to do a BIOS reprogram.
Why is there only one case fan?
Because the case probably only came with one at the back, one at the front. Corsair assume that you're going to buy their... Yeah, Corsair assume you're going to spend 270 quid on an AIO.
Huh.
So yeah, it's quite common for premium cases to just not come with any fans. It's either an RGB case or it has no fans. It's kind of standard fare. Like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of cases that do come with fans, but that's not assumed.
What are you? 7800 XT. Nice.
Tasty. Yummers. Okay.
Huh? Oh, there's a cable tie.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Strix B550F Gaming Wi-Fi 2.
May I...
What do you
have
need?
some side cutters?
You got it.
Snip, snip.
Right, support.
Out you go.
Right. I'm not going to actually do anything with the BIOS yet over here. I'm just preparing all of the files that I will need in one place, so when we actually do it, I can actually make it look consistent.
I can make myself look competent.
Indeed.
I mean, I can demonstrate that I am competent.
I am competent.
I am continent.
I'm competent at dropping screws onto motherboards on stream. Cider cutters. Did you use the word premium? It's Corsair 4000D 79. Yeah. I'd say that $80 is premium price for a case. Like, don't get me wrong, of course you could buy more expensive cases, but like...
Making it more expensive doesn't make it more premium.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, it's a Corsair 4000D. This is a good case. And yeah, I objectively, I think this is a well-built case. It's solid, it doesn't creak and rattle, it looks nice, it feels nice.
It has the clothing tags.
Yeah. Like,
what more do you want? It's got clothing
like you can
tags.
laugh at it for not coming with fans, but like that doesn't make it a bad case. And it's still sub $100, you know.
Ah, that's what the front USB-C.
Why do you need to remove the cooler to take the motherboard out to reset the I/O? I mean, might have been able to do it, but you know, it just...
Because based on the rest of everything else, I was actually double checking that was thermal paste.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself space to move because it's not difficult to seat the cooler again. And in addition to that, at the same time...
I'm preparing to take everything out and just partially rebuild.
Just going to say, we've kind of got wires going everywhere in all directions, so it doesn't hurt to A, make sure they're correct, and B... Oh yeah, you have pulled that. It looked like a cable was going somewhere weird then. And
here's
so
the front panel,
A, making sure the cable's going to the right place, and B, we can just rebuild it a bit nicer. I'm aware of the irony of saying we're going to improve this, having after completely breaking the previous computer we were working on.
Oh, there are
However,
washers.
yeah, I will stand my ground on that. That was a complete freak case of unlucky. Bet the DDR5 has not had context restore and enable memory power down turned on. Classic DDR5 BSOD error. Would that cause blue screens? Like, I would expect that to be causing, like, you know, rough posting and stuff like that. But are you going to get blue screen errors from that perspective?
I don't know. Based on my limited knowledge of those.
Okay, I mean, Adam, we have a different definition of premium because, like, you can buy a case for $30. So, like, if
That
we
will cut your fingers up.
yeah, so if we take $30 as low end, and we take like 60, I mean, sure, let's call it mid-range then, because if we take $30 as the minimum and like, you know, $60 to $100 is the mid-range, and then, you know, we call $150 to $200 premium, sure, but I call it a premium brand because it's Corsair, it's not Antec, you know, it's not Color Sit, you know.
It's not Wohung Low.
Yeah.
China.
That's it. Everything is relative. This is like when you say that this is like saying that a 4070 isn't a premium graphics card because the 4090 exists. It's like, yeah, the 4070 is still an awful lot higher than a 3050 though, you know. So, there, we're kind of splitting hairs if I'm honest.
There you go. That should hopefully lift out.
Yeah, this BIOS flashback LED is still just on solid.
Come here. Get out. Get. Thank you. That seems so weird, just to not have it integrated.
I'm always surprised when motherboards... Oh, it's because it's the VRM heatsink. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it just means that they haven't had to do a mounting system for the backplate. But it is weird for a 2024 motherboard to not have an integrated I/O shield at this point. Yeah, I agree. What board is this? It's a B650. Yeah. It's a mid-range, but yeah, I agree. I really feel like integrated I/O shields should just be standard fare now. Yeah. I can't imagine that they're expensive to implement, and it's so nice to have an integrated I/O shield.
I'm gonna really annoy you now.
I will go to Facecam.
Let's see what's going on.
If you can't get the other one working, are you going to buy another PC for the customer? No, I'm going to buy him a new motherboard.
If it's the motherboard.
Yeah. But like, I don't have to replace his entire PC, you know. Like, it's probably an 80 quid motherboard. It's not a big deal. It's just frustrating because of just like how much of a freak accident that is. That's why I'm annoyed. Like, I'd be less annoyed if I'd stripped with a screwdriver and gouged a chunk out of it, because at least that would have been obvious.
Yeah.
But like dropping a screw on a motherboard in shutdown, that's really unlucky. That's astonishing.
Oh my god.
But you know, that certainly appears to be what has happened. So
NZXT C1000 power supply.
Sometimes those
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sometimes those NZXT power supplies come up really cheap.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
It was more of the fact I was just like, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. It seems to be a well-spec'd computer, this. What CPU has it got? I'm just going to wipe some thermal paste. Whoop. Yeah, it's got a 7800X3D in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really nice build.
Where is that's there, just under that. Right, okay.
It's a new PC, you get it warranted. Yeah, like maybe that's a conversation that I would have with the customer. On the assumption that I can't fix this afternoon, that's a conversation I will have with the customer basically. Yeah, I would have a conversation with them and be like, you know, look, there was an accident, I broke the motherboard. Can we see if we can claim this under warranty? I'll push all the paperwork. However, in any case, I will buy you a new motherboard. However, if we can get it replaced under warranty, then I'll keep the warranty motherboard. But yeah, it's just kind of wild. While Caradog does this, I'm just going to quickly pull the motherboard out of this computer because we're going to start cutting time really fine now, which is the other reason why I'm annoyed, is that we're now going to be up against the clock. So I'm going to take this motherboard out preemptively, just so when we move to going for the motherboard repair, just everything is already set to go. And I will return to being on camera momentarily.
Cool, that's fine. Where's the EPS? There's the EPS.
Ow.
Oh god, no, we are just pulling you all right.
Yeah, it looks like the mistake that the customer made with building this was just having all the leads in the front chamber and not actually using the back of the case.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Which is typically how that goes. in my experience. When I see someone who has run into cable tidying issues, that's exactly what's happened. When you're building a computer, the first thing you want to do is basically just get all of the cables behind the motherboard tray and then work from there. And once you do that, cable tidying is pretty straightforward in the most basic of senses.
Right. What are you? What are you? Oh, it's the...
What are you? And I'm so sorry.
It's the front USB. Right, okay. That was weirdly confusing.
I see.
Well, it looked like SATA cables going to the front of the case.
Ah.
But I was just like, what, why? But no, it was the USB, which makes way more sense. Look.
Now, if I reprogram the BIOS in this motherboard, it's going to be so bittersweet, because on the one hand, I'll be like, awesome, I fixed it. I reprogrammed the BIOS and now it works. But on the other hand, I'll be like, it shouldn't have needed to have been done in the first place.
Yeah. But also, you had the skills and the ability to fix it.
Yeah. Something. It's about how you roll with the mistakes, I guess, isn't it?
So at least you had that ability.
Yeah.
Where does that black SATA even go? Oh, nowhere. I'm actually just going to pull that out for now. Also, there's just this chain that goes nowhere.
Oh. Damn it. Don't make me take the AIO out.
Oh, it's there. Right, okay.
Damn.
Right, where is the massive pot of cable ties? Over there.
This case is remarkably awkward to work in. Come on. I'll be back in a moment, folks. I'm nearly there. I'm not paying attention to chat or anything right now, so...
I'll be back in a moment. I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah. Big mood. All right, here we go. Oh, it's not fine. I'll take the bloody AIO out. The face when you spend 10 minutes trying to be lazy and you could have just done it properly. All that faff trying to wrangle the motherboard around the radiator when you could just take the radiator out. And like that kind of illustrates my point about removing the CPU cooler and stuff like that. Sometimes you should just remove stuff and give yourself space to work. Because not doing so can just invite problems.
There we go. Right. Bring you all the way through. What are you? You are HD audio. Her. Goodness gracious.
All right.
Right, that's that. That's all that. That's all that. Cool. Whew.
Going to put that there. Right. Hello again, everyone. Let's see. Before you reprogram the BIOS, is it worth trying to boot it bare metal? Remove all variables? Yes, that was my plan, Bold, which is why I've just bought the motherboard over here. So we'll just try and do a bare boot out of the case just to sanity check before I go that far. I can't see a world where it's going to where that's going to make a difference. However, yeah, before I take a soldering iron to this motherboard, we should remove all possible other possibilities. So yeah.
There we go.
When I built my PC, rounded SATA cables were cool and on display to see and not hidden. IDE cables. Yeah, I started out with rounded IDE cables. They were cool.
Only when they were UV reactive.
Yeah, before that as well.
Cool.
The best marketing the AMP connectors ever did was get everyone to call their crappy power connector after their biggest competitor, Molex. How did that actually happen? Or is it just people just calling it the wrong thing? Because, like, that wouldn't surprise me if people just, like, it wasn't deliberate marketing, but people just called it Molex because that was a common brand of power connector.
Oh, that's a unconfident connector. God. How is USB so capable of making horrid feeling connectors?
I know, I'm incredibly sad that the Type-C header is also awful.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, it's not as bad as the 3.0 header, but it's still pretty awful. And I'm like, please make something good.
I'm like, how did you successfully make something just as bad?
Cool.
Where did the magnet go?
I think I took it away
Okay.
and bringing it back.
I was mostly just making sure I wasn't stuck on something
Oh,
I
I
didn't
see,
expect.
yeah. I will put it on the camera stand. Can you screw a motherboard with a screw? Only in English talking countries. Indeed.
Good. Oh, before I do all of that, I should
You're
triple
just
check.
checking you haven't made exactly the same mistake.
Yeah.
That would be extremely funny.
It's like, no!
Nodding off to sleep and seeing visions of it in your mind and just going, oh.
Not again.
It's just like last time.
Is that in? That is in.
I'm relocating things behind us, including zip ties.
Okay.
Going to get into a position where I can just quickly bench test this motherboard just because we're pushed for time. I mean, we don't have to get these fixed now. Like, they just roll over to next week if we don't get them done today. I will just be extremely sad if we walk away from a 3-hour stream with no fixes when this should have been 2 easy goals.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm so annoyed, is that this stream should have been just 2 easy goals and somehow it's all gone wrong. And I'm like, ugh.
Sometimes that's what it is.
It's true. It's true.
Right. Oh, God.
Bop.
It's awful. Oh, that actually at least clicked this time.
Oh, this board does have diagnostic LEDs.
Does it?
Yeah, they must have just been covered up by a cable.
Yeah. Very well.
I was surprised that it didn't have even just LEDs. That will give us a lot of help, actually. Maybe none of them were lighting up. Like, I'm surprised we just didn't see a glow from them anywhere.
Yeah. I certainly didn't see anything when I was having a look.
Can't imagine a world where just dropping a small screw on the motherboard can actually brick it. You should buy a lottery ticket. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's just like, you know, it's really easy to look at this, be like, you broke it, you messed it up, and I'm just like, it's not my fault, man. Come on.
It's also just like, but how?
Yeah. Like,
What
I mean,
the fresh heck is the front panel connector? What? Am I just blind? I
yes,
unplugged it.
it's there.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah, it's in the bottom right where it always is. You fool! You absolute buffoon!
Is there any silk? There's no silk screen next to it. It's up there, and I was looking around here, going, "What do you mean?"
Imagine not having it memorized. Come on, man.
Yeah, now I've got better things to do.
I have a man to memorize it for me. His name is Graham.
I'm bored now. You build the rest of this.
For a moment, I thought you were about to just walk off and be like, "Really? Are you actually like? Do I actually need to take over?"
No.
You sound like my daughter, Graham. I was in the room when it broke, but it wasn't me really. Look, come on, man. Okay, right. I am going to try and get some life out of this thing one more time. I'm going to get... Why did I walk over here?
Front panel doodad?
Heatsink is what I wanted. There it is. That's where I put the heatsink. Put that there so people can see the spinning fan.
Give me your noodles.
Graphics card. Power 2 graphics card. And HDMI that goes into capture.
You are the reset switch.
All right. How much of the board should you need to buy a new one? I'm not sure. I'm guessing like, you know, £100, something like that. It's a B550, so I can't see, I don't think it's going to be that expensive. It might be like 120 to be honest, but, you know, as far as mistakes go, that's not awful.
No,
it's just a bit sucky. Right. I'm kidding, but not about my daughter. Chaos follows her around. Understandable.
Ah! What are you? You're the power switch.
Right, I'm going to get a screwdriver and stab a motherboard. All right, don't make any sudden movements. I'm going to try and power this up. Nobody move! Okay, power on at the back. Also, the BIOS might be well and truly scrambled now because I've tried to do 2 flashbacks on it. Boop.
Ah!
Yeah, there's no diagnostic LEDs at all. The diagnostic LEDs are not lighting up.
I'm stuck to the case with the magnet on the microphone.
BIOS speaker? No, we're not going to hear anything out the BIOS speaker. It's not even trying. Maybe the CPU is gone.
Oh,
No.
there you are. There you are.
No, I think the BIOS is just completely scrambled.
Ha.
Nope.
Get back here.
Looks like 149 for that board. That's a bit sucky, but yeah. Yeah. All right. going to take all of this apart again. Flash it again, can't go wrong there. Yeah, I've got nothing to lose at this point, so I'm going to pull the BIOS chip off and reprogram it. Super annoying thing is the BIOS chip's in a really annoying spot to desolder as well, which also sucks. Ba, 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 ba.
Does that always feel like you're mashing a pin? Because the pin is actually slightly bent.
I was going to say, it always feels like you're mashing a pin and then you actually are.
No, I need something much smaller than that.
What is it, 3.0 header?
Yeah. It's the far right
Oh,
one.
yeah, yeah. Where I'll grab you, you could try. Those tweezers are usually good for straightening pins because they're thick enough to actually have a little bit of. Nah. I'll let you fiddle with that. Right. Desoldering the BIOS chip, that would be the last thing I would do now. What do you think we should do with this motherboard then? Genuine question. We can't BIOS flashback it. The board is bricked and doesn't post. And the screw was dropped on the BIOS region of the motherboard. These are all signs that point toward a scrambled BIOS. Which is why my theory is to reprogram the chip. Yep. Try all the BIOS. We can't flash it. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to reprogram it to the latest, but the version we program it to doesn't actually matter. We just need to program it to a version that isn't scrambled. So, yeah. Okay. Would warranty be covered if the BIOS was pulled off? Not if you don't leave any signs.
Or more precisely, it won't be affected if you leave no signs.
Yeah. Clip it? No, clips suck. Never clip. Clips are bad. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to prepare this BIOS file. So, yeah, stand by, everyone.
That's all done, that's all done, that's all done. Where is the GPU? Is it this one? It's this one. Why can't I hold all these GPUs?
Yes. Yeah, because I've got the 6950 over here. God, what a mess. What a shame.
Oh, what a night. It's worse than fumbling.
Stealth is the key.
The key element is crime. There you go.
Nice. Right. I'm going to switch capture over to my bench and start working on this BIOS.
Yes.
And you get that thing fired up and reproduce the fault, I guess.
Yes.
And we'll go from there. All right. Mindy Sam says, I just arrived. What happened here? Literally showing up like hecking Ant-Man at the start of Endgame, going, what the hell happened here? So we've got two computers with blue screen errors. The first one, we fixed the blue screen error, and then I dropped a screw on the motherboard and killed it. So I'm now trying to fix a motherboard. Meanwhile, Caradog is trying to fix a blue screen error by rebuilding the computer from scratch. But really, the computer had kind of scraggly wires, so we're just sorting all of that out.
We're just ever so slightly prettifying everything.
Yes. Okay, right. I'm going to get a long HDMI cable in place so you guys can see what I'm doing.
This is going to sound really reasonably gnarly.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
It's the nylon braiding against the case.
I was like, what are you doing over there? apologies, everyone.
But yeah, it's just the nylon braiding. It's nothing else. There is no cause for concern. There you go. It's not pretty, but it's all good. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's a lot better than it was.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. So yeah.
Yeah, good.
Cool. Groovy. Right, I'm going to get my capture set up. Let's see. OBS.
Right.
Profile.
Right. You are clean. Where the hell did the heatsink go? There. My marbles. Where are they? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, this feels really weirdly gritty.
What, the paste?
Yeah. Oh, that's a strange sensation.
Weird. Those thermal rights come with a one-shot amount of paste.
Huh.
So they do come with paste that isn't weird as far as I know, but...
There you go. That'll do. Where is your paste?
My paste is there.
Cool, thanks.
Right, I'm going to check if preview is ready to go. Polishing compound as thermal paste. Right, if I go to capture...
Why does this feel like 4000 grit?
Ah, that's disgusting but visible. Okay.
It's disgusting. I love it.
All right, let's go to... Just double check that I haven't got private information on screen at the moment.
No, my
Nope, we're good.
passwords.
All right, right, capture with face. Okay, so we got to prepare the BIOS file. Now, so what we've got here, so this is the BIOS file for this motherboard that I've downloaded from the Asus website. The problem is that it's a cap file, a capsule file, and it's slightly bigger than the size of the chip itself. So what we need to do is prepare this for a raw flash. So I'm going to open it in UEFI tool. So I'm going to open image file, and I'm going to go to ROM dumps, which is where I've saved this, and I'm going to open this file. And this allows us to look at it. And as you can see, we've got an AMI Aptio capsule with a UEFI image inside it. So what I can do now is I can right-click on this image and extract as is, and this extracts the actual BIOS out of this capsule file. So we save that. And that's dropped us down to a file that is ever so slightly smaller, that is now the correct size for the chip. So that is now ready to go, and I need to double check, but we should find that is now the correct size. I'll find out in a moment when I actually check the size of the chip. But yeah, in fact, I need to do my maths calculator.
Does the file have to be 100% of the space of the chip, or
Yes.
can it be smaller?
It has to be the exact size. If it is undersized, you must pad it with zeros or zeros or FF until it is the exact size of the chip you are flashing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, must be exact. So yeah, 32768 times 8 equals, no, divided by 8 I think I needed.
Yes.
Divided by 8 equals 4096. So that would be a 4, yeah, so that's a 4 megabyte, bleh. My maths is wrong and I can't think what numbers I'm trying to
It's
get
a 4
to.
megabyte chip because it's got 32 megabits.
Yes, I think that, yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I think so, yes. I'm going to read the chat and someone will probably say, yes, you are looking at that correctly. But yeah, the fact is the output file has gone to 4096 precisely, whereas the original file would not have. So yeah, Caradog is correct. Yeah, good.
Are you on? You are
So
on.
that's how we extract a ROM image from a capsule. What do you need? Aha. So yes. No, it's 32 megabytes or 32 times 8 megabits. Yeah, that's yeah. I thought I was getting something wrong. Either way, it's gone to the correct divisible number. That's the important bit. Yeah. It has gone to the correct divisible number, whereas the original one was not divisible. So yeah. Stay with me, folks. I'm going on 3 hours deep into this stream and my brain is mush, and now I'm going to do BIOS reprogramming. So, you know, that's a great idea. Okay, so we've got a prepped file. I need to get the I now need to get the chip off the board so I can reprogram it. So I'm going to set up my microscope and then we can do that. In the meantime, Caradog has rebuilt this PC and he's going to see if he can reproduce the problem it has.
I'm going to see if it will post.
That would also be nice. Like, imagine if that becomes a no post now and we've just broken 2 computers just to make everything ruined forever. I joke and I shouldn't joke because I will curse us even more so. I'm going to grab a stool.
I'm going to stare intently at some little LEDs. If the microscope is supposed to be visible, it is not.
I have not made it visible yet.
Excellent.
I'm just lining it up so when I make it visible, it shows what I want it to show. Okay, let's go. What do I want? Display capture, live gamer HD. There we go. All right.
Ah, yes.
Bam. There's our BIOS chip, everyone. So now I've got to get this bastard off the board. So I can't really use hot air because there's plastic on both sides of it, so that sucks. So I guess I'm going to soldering iron hero this, which is also going to suck because it's a WSON 8, which is a very flat chip and is difficult to soldering iron off the board. But I'm going to do my best and I'm going to try not to make it look really, really jank. Right, so I'm going to come in with a soldering iron. And I want to just gently lever it up slightly. Might work. Yeah, okay. Going to put some fresh solder down just to lower the melt point as well. I mean, I could come in with hot air at like 350, but I think the motherboard is just going to soak that up.
Would you not want that heat in the motherboard anyway?
Oh, the motherboard will just absorb all of it, and the solder won't melt.
And then use the soldering iron just because.
I guess, yeah, just preheat the board a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm working cat-handed here. I'm going to turn the board around. I'm going to turn the board around a lot while I'm working here, which is disorientating to look at. So, sorry about that. However,
you're going on an adventure.
Yeah, I'm going to prioritize my comfort rather than yours right now. All right. There we go.
Hey, I'm sure
I may nick this header a little bit now and then, but yeah. I'm aware that I've just put a massive load of blobs over there. That doesn't matter because we're taking it off the board. The objective is to just get some leaded solder on there and get some thermal mass in there that's easier to shift. That's what we're actually trying to achieve. All right. What if I... No, that doesn't work either. I don't know what to get under here. I've not tried to soldering iron one of these off the board, especially not in such a tight space. Just trying to figure out how to approach this. Ah, knife. That's what I want. A knife! Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. having a bad time, Caradog.
Did it start approximately an hour and a half ago?
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to hot air. I'm going to come over and see if chat's got any bright ideas. I think I'm going to have to hot air that off the board. Easier to tombstone the resistors and wire to chip direct. Oh, I don't want to do that, man. Yeah. I don't want to do that. It's got a ground plane underneath. Yeah, I don't think it's got a... I don't think it has a ground pad, though. Would RMA notice a melted header? Yeah. Yeah.
What the...
Solder on a chip. Yeah, you're right. Pain. All right. I'm going to tape it up. I'm going to tape it up and I'm going to hot air hero it. We're going for it. I'm going no guts, no glory at this point. Like I think this motherboard is kill, and I think I owe the customer a new motherboard, which sucks. But I think that's the bed I'm in now. So I may as well just commit and do what I've got to do to try and save this. Come on, get all the way down to the board.
Thank you. What the hell? Have you ever seen the little CR2032s have a blanking piece of plastic to stop you taking the battery out?
Oh,
Because
no.
it forces the lever over the battery.
Weird.
Yeah. That's why I was struggling.
Yeah. I heard you struggling with something over there, but I was just like, I'm sure he's got a plan. You know.
Miserable git.
Not me or the battery.
The holder.
Yeah. Right, that's our header with some protection on it.
Right. You're good.
You're done, son.
You're in.
What a mess. All right. Right, I'm going to come in low heat first, 350, which is a bit of a pipe dream if I'm honest, but maybe if I just go slow and steady, I can get it off at low heat. Get the chip off the board at low heat.
Subtle.
Saved it. All right, here we go, everyone. And yes, my captain tape is still crap. Ah. Oh no, oh the captain tape is mega crap. Why haven't I replaced this stuff yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, oh I don't think this captain tape is going to do it. Oh! I might actually be screwed here. I might actually be mega screwed. This chip is in such a terrible place and my captain tape sucks and just immediately crumpled just then. Actually, there's one more thing I'm going to try. I hate it.
There we go.
Where are all of my pliers?
That should be boot. Yeah, there we go.
Cool. If I can find some of my pliers, I have a suspicion. Ah, there's a pair. That's not the pair I'm looking for. The fan header I can probably just pull off the board. Right, hold on everyone, I'm going to swing you guys to one side.
Haha! The CPU has been changed. It hasn't. Your CPU is now a 5800X 3D. What?
No!
It's an AM5 board! Your device ran into a problem. 0xC000021A. Okay.
There we go. I've just pulled the plastic off of those fan headers, so now I don't have to worry about it. Okay, I'm going for it. I'm going to try again anyway. Oh, what is this fake Captain Tape nonsense? It's fine. The melted plastic will protect the plastic that shouldn't melt.
Okay. Certainly at least the inference from Google on the stop error is it's a Windows error. So we'll see. I am going to demicrophone. I'm also going to mute.
Slow and steady. We go. All right. I did.
Congratulations.
What did it cost? Everything.
My dignity.
Ugh. Okay. I'm going to take a momentary break and walk over to the chat where they'll all be screaming at me going, "What are you doing?"
For everyone's pleasure.
That tape should be binned immediately. Yeah, I've got to actually buy some good tape. Alright, Caradog has demicrophoned as he goes to the bathroom. Alright. Needs 390 at least. 350, slow and steady. You can do it. Alright. Caradog set up the RAM properly in the BIOS. Yeah, I'm sure he will in a moment. Why would you need a ground pad for BIOS chip? Thermal relief? It's not like they get hot, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Right. Okay, I'm going to put this onto an adapter. Okay. Right, my adapter's pretty big to put under the... Will that chip fit on this adapter? Hang on a minute. Right, move motherboard. Whoop. Behold, an adapter. Figure out which way around this goes. Right. Will it go there? Is the ground pad going to be too big? Oh no, that'll fit. That's fine. Yep, we're good. That is correct. Ah. None of this is clamped. Everything is moving. It's terrible and awful. The chip won't dance on this because all of that solder is a bit old and grotty, and I should probably clean it up. Now, because this is a small board, that will hold heat for quite a while, so I'm just going to wait for a moment before I try and just touch that up. Right, that'll probably do. Ow, it's really hot. The board that I've been blasting with 350 degrees C is hot. How did this happen?
Imagine.
There we go. Okay. Okay, and now we go to 1.8 volts on the programmer. I'm assuming this is a 1.8 volt chip. That's just what I'm going to go in with, and if it doesn't work, then we'll look it up. Better too low than too high. Whoop. Okay, so we are in the programmer, which I can't really show under the microscope because everything is too close and too big and blah, 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 blah. Take my word for it. Let's go back to display capture. And let's have Neo Programmer. And let's detect. Right, MX25U256. What's on the chip? And the chip is an MX25U256X3, I think. Let's turn it around the right way and just see if I can read it a bit better. 25673. It's that one. There we go.
That one.
Select. Okay, and read. We are reading. And it's a CH341A, so this is going to take about 10,000 days. Okay. Imagine having a small vise to hold the board. Unironically, I do, and it's on the bench over there as well. I forgot. All right. Okay.
There we go.
So I'm going to read that chip, I'm going to save the dump, and then I'm going to program our extracted BIOS to it. So while we wait for that to do, because that's going to be a couple of progress bars, Caradog, how's it going with this one?
It has posted.
Cool.
Which is, you know, a good starting point.
Yeah.
And it stop errors it BSODs when you try and boot Windows.
Interesting. All right.
So it's on boot.
Yeah. Very well. I would suggest we stick our Ghost Spectre SSD in there and start working from that.
I was just going to try safe mode and then go from and.
Yeah, that's fair, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's if you get a blue screen on startup, there's a lot of mileage in just safe mode, and if it boots in safe mode, then just immediately reboot it and try it again, because when Windows successfully boots in safe mode, that sets a known good hardware state, which can just clean up a lot of issues. Is the Spire cooler okay for a 5600 Ryzen, or better to buy a tower cooler? So the Spire cooler, it will do it, but only just. You will get vastly better results from basically anything else. And given that you can buy a Thermalright, is it the Assassin Spirit V2, the cheap one? I'm going to go
something
and get the box,
like that, yeah.
because I've got one over here. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Whoop. So this is an Assassin Spirit 120 V2 Plus from Thermalright, and this is like 15 quid, you know, so like 15 to 20 US dollars. So like if you're really on the edge of your budget, then yeah, you can use the Spire, but like these are really cheap, so just lob one of these on it. That would be my advice, and that's plenty good enough.
Do you know the pin or password, or all of the above?
Probably. One sec, let me just check. I'm going to get the iPad because that's all wired up. Notice anything different? I don't care. Just show me my sheets.
Show me my sheet.
Yeah. Let's see. Corsair 4000D.
Yes.
There.
Okay.
Message received. Which thermal right?
What do the numbers mean, Mason?
Oh,
there you go. Now it's the critical process died.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. That was a different stop error though to the one that was giving.
But we have reproduced the issue. That was a Assassin Spirit 120 V2 Plus, or just Assassin Spirit 120 V2, whatever the cheapest variation of that is. I think the difference between the Plus and the not Plus is one of them is a single fan and the other is a dual fan cooler. A single fan cooler is completely fine. The 5600 doesn't have a lot of requirements. Also, actually, now I think about it, Firephone, is that a 5600 vanilla or 5600X? Because if it's a 5600 vanilla, a Spire cooler is going to be fine. If it's the 5600X, I would stick a tower cooler on it. Yeah, Caradog mem test. Probably we'll have a look at the configuration first. Also, I want to put our SSD in there because that will just completely eliminate any software issues. So. Because if we put our SSD in and all of the issues vanish, then that means it's a software problem, probably. Right, our read is done. I'm going to go back to Nya.
Where is the USB Wi-Fi? There.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, can't have gone far. All right, so I've read. I will save. Dump that into my dump folder. Le dump. Cool. So now we have. So we now have the original Asus image. We've got our extracted ROM from the capsule, and we have our dump, which is what was on the chip when we started. Notice that the dump file is the same size as the extracted image that we've taken. So that also confirms that we're on the right lines. So now I will now open, show me all files. I will now open my extracted ROM, and I will off protect. So we unwrite protect the chip, we erase it, we make sure it's been erased, we write our image, we verify our image. We verify our image. Go. IC will be erased. Do it. This could take more than a minute on large flash memories. Oh, it's going to take more than a minute, I can tell you that much.
Does Kiki deliver mem test?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, that's Gigi the cat from Kiki's delivery service.
Oh, it's this side.
Yes, but the cat isn't Kiki. Just to make sure we're on the same page. Vanilla or not, I recommend getting the Peerless Assassin if you can spare $35. I mean, that's massive, massive overkill for a 5600X. However, the Peerless Assassin is also extremely good. Basically, the Assassin Spirit and the Peerless Assassin are the two air coolers that I keep in stock all the time because they're crazy cheap air coolers that solve problems very nicely. So yeah, I agree that the Peerless Assassin is also excellent and extremely good value for money. However, it's overkill and you can put on a cheaper cooler than that if you want to. So yes. All right. Erasure confirmed. I think we're writing now. Right, I'm going to upset myself by looking at what the stream counter is up to. 3 hours, 17 minutes. 4-hour stream, baby. Let's go. I love it. I love it. This one was going to be easy. It was going to be so easy.
I see.
I'm going to sullenly eat Stollen. Ah.
Nom, 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 nom.
This is my peerless assassin. This is my problem solver. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The peerless assassin, you can stick that on a 14900K, you know, and like, it's not going to handle the 14900K at full tilt, but it'll handle the 14900K at like Intel settings, which means it's good enough for an air cooler, you know. So when you've got a customer who walks in with a 4900K and no cooler, and they're like, I can't afford anything else, I've just spent all of my money, it's good enough. Certainly once they're actually into a gaming workload, it's good enough. It might start getting a bit toasty if you're belting it with extreme stress tests, but extreme stress tests are not real life tests. So. How much is 78 imperial pounds of weight for a 1080 Ti 11 gig? I mean pounds sterling. There's one for sale locally and I'm thinking about it. I mean, 80 quid for a 1080 Ti, that seems to be not awful. The 1080 Ti is that graphics card that refuses to die. I don't like the idea of buying a 10 series graphics card, but 80 quid for a 1080 Ti, that doesn't seem like a terrible deal to me. I haven't looked at how well it stacks up against the current mid-ranges though, like the 7600 XT. Because like a 7600 XT is going to cost you 300 quid. Like that's what the new graphics card would cost.
Yeah.
So
I think
80 quid for a 1080 Ti, that seems to be not terrible.
Good.
Right, we're going into mem test over on this PC now.
Ah. That's how you do it.
Oh, are you looking to specify certain tests or something?
Yeah, I was just seeing how you'd actually do it if you wanted to specify certain ones. So I was like, I've never actually clicked the configure button.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah.
I never touch any of it, but there are configurations you can do.
Yes. Good.
Advantage of the 1080 Ti is the large amount of VRAM. I mean, it's kind of the minimum standard now, but I think the 11 gigs of VRAM is the reason why the 1080 Ti has stood the test of time. I think that's actually why it's the graphics card that refuses to die. It's astonishing how it will still give modern cards a bloody nose. And I think, yeah, that 11 gigs of RAM is why. I sold my 1080 Ti for 500 when the 3000 series came out during the shortage. Oh, tasty. Overhead camera zoom mem test. Sure, why not? Just because of that, I'm going to do it in real time. Here we go, everyone. Hold on to your seats. We're going for a ride. That wasn't so bad. Yeah. There we go. Was that you? You got the rumblies over there.
No, it's this cable
it's the
falling off
cable.
the back.
I was like, are you hungry or something? Because that's legitimately what that sounded like from here.
That was the cable falling off the back.
My stomach had the rumblies that only hands would suffice.
Carl!
Oh, that's Old Testament, that one. I don't know why I've been thinking about ancient memes a lot recently. Do you have a stock of BIOS chips? No, dead BIOS chips are not unheard of, but I believe it's actually really uncommon for the BIOS chip to die. Captain Tape Fund or whatever. Thank you, CivLap. I will buy some actual Captain Tape.
Right now, live on stream.
I mean, if someone wants to link me to some known good stuff, because that roll that I just ordered Captain Tape on eBay, which is what I did for the first roll. Like, that's the second roll of Captain Tape I've ever had. The first roll was just a buy on eBay, and it was fine. That second roll, that's terrible. But yeah, if someone has a link on either eBay or AliExpress, eBay UK or AliExpress, that's a sure thing, then stick it in the Discord or something, and I shall indeed order that. By the look of it, might need to start a new Mobo fund. Ah, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. That's not up to you guys to fund, though. That's my cock up. I got some cat calming stuff off eBay, and he's tripping balls next to me. That's catnip, yeah. It is extreme. Catnip is extremely funny. I'm going to check on our flash progress. Oh my days, it's taking so long. Oh, we're on verification now. Yeah.
We're verifying that we have cleared the chip.
No, we're verifying the program and it's at 50%, so we're nearly there. I'm trying not to get my hopes up that it's going to work. Right. Did we try our SSD in that yet, or did you just jump straight to mem test?
No, I just went straight to mem test.
Fair enough, yeah. All right.
I think it's just a screwy Windows install.
William says, I think the Mobo was killed before the screw drop. No, because we had just shut it down from working. The screw drop was the only thing that happened between the point when we shut it down as a fully functional motherboard and suddenly it was stone dead. So yeah, there's nothing else it could have been. Like, I can convince myself that it wasn't my fault, but it was the screw drop. It had to have been. There's nothing else that has happened between the point when it was completely fine and fixed and then suddenly stone dead. It's bizarre, but it has to have been. But it was flaky then. It wasn't though. We moved the memory and all of the problems evaporated. So yeah. What Mobo died? One on the bench at the moment that we're reflashing the BIOS for. It's a Strix B550F gaming Wi-Fi 2. So
yes.
Yeah. Again, it's not a mega expensive motherboard. It's a bummer and it sucks and I'm upset about it. However, like, it could be worse. It could have been a it could have been an X670 or something like that. Like, if it had been like a 300-400 pound motherboard, that would be the big suck, because yeah.
Yes.
It had no lights on boot. Yeah. Don't know. Mem test no fail yet. Yeah. I don't think that's going to do anything.
Me neither, personally.
5600 or 5600X is the same, only overclock. Yeah, the 5600X has a slightly higher base and boost clock speed, I think.
Because it's got slightly higher power.
Yeah, and I think the non-X's are all overclockable anyway, but like no one overclocks, so that's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, the X has just got a higher power target, so it hits higher clocks more often. Just watched it back, seems very unlikely, but it happens, I guess. That's what I think it's very unlucky as well, but I can't see what else it could have been. So yeah. Model is covered by Camera Square. I'm not sure if it's Expo or XMP RAM, but it doesn't actually matter because we're not at high speed. We're at 4800. So like we're not at high enough speeds for that to matter, basically.
We are in the state it was when it was failing.
Yeah.
Which is
However,
the main thing.
That doesn't look like it's going to error to me.
No.
Programming is at 90%. Oh, it's about to finish. It just surged ahead.
That's a little bit better.
Was the CPU getting a bit toasty?
It was up to 82, and I was just like,
okay, I think you should put
that's a bit much now.
That's enough to be worth putting a fan on, I think. Yeah.
I was like, that's a bit much now.
All right, our programming is complete.
If it was gonna, stay in the low 70s, I'd be like, yeah, fine.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to put this board into my mini desk vise.
My mini desk vise.
As a special
Vicing
treat.
mini desks.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. If one is still running a 3700X, should they be upgrading? If you want to. If that CPU still does the things that you need it to do, then it still does the things you need it to do. You don't have to buy something else just because something new exists.
Yeah. But if you have the itch, the 5700X 3D will be an excellent upgrade from that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right. Okay. Do you want to switch back to the capture? And I'm going to zap
Capture.
this chip back onto the motherboard.
Yes.
This chip is now reprogrammed.
Ones and zeros.
Look, mini vise that's too big to put under the microscope, but it's a mini vise, so now I can pick the whole
Can't
board up.
see it anyway.
Whatever, it exists. I don't need to prove anything to you guys.
Don't you?
No.
Okay. Good. CPUs found 16. CPU started 8.
I see. Right, I'm going to tidy up those pads.
I'm going to put Fs in chat.
What, for this motherboard?
I don't know. Maybe it will work.
I've got a dream. I've got a dream that it will work.
Right, we are at like 90% through a pass and it's not given any errors yet.
Yeah, no, I think you're wasting your time on that mem
So once
test.
it completes test 9, I'll pull it out, take the graphics card out, put our SSD in there.
Yeah. Okay, now we'll put down some new solder.
Nude solder. We can't see any of this, by the way.
Oh, god damn it.
That's what I meant by we can't see anything.
You did not shout loud enough.
I do apologise.
God, yeah. I removed the chip. I've just wicked down the pads. I'm putting new solder on the pads. I've put too much solder on the pads. I'm scraping solder off the pads.
There you go. Sleeping for 3 minutes. No, 300 seconds. 5 minutes. I can maths. That has functionally passed a complete pass. Five VSB, please die. Thank you.
Would the real 5VSB please die?
Freaking kilowatt power supplies.
Okay.
See, funnily enough, this isn't an issue I have on my HX1000.
All right, where is pin 1? I seem to remember that the chip went in upside down.
Damn it.
So that would put pin 1 in the bottom right, and that would tally because we've got a stripe down there. I'm just going to angle the board just to see if I get a better view of the silk screen, because there's a lot of reflections at the moment. Yeah, that looks like a pin 1 indicator to me, and the chip was upside down when we took it off the board.
Chat has said nothing, therefore it is complicit.
All right.
Arnold G says pin 1 is bottom right because
Yes.
he rewound. We wound it.
Good.
Suddenly we're Jonathan Wass.
White here on channel 2.
White here, white now.
Oh, mistakes.
I don't like the sound of that.
Back up. Press down. Look at all those solder blobs splurging out.
Oh yes, splurging.
Right, now we tidy up. Whoops. Oh. Nearly lost a resistor there.
Did you just melt everything?
No, I touched a resistor and it moved on the board, so it was still flowing, which is kind of amazing. But luckily, there was a very high risk that would have just come off on the soldering iron tip, and then I would have been extremely upset. However, it's okay.
Nicht gepoken. Nicht gepoken.
Come on. Ah. Come on, give me a nice little flow on that. Oh, sod it, that's good enough. It's on. It is soldered on. It's done. Right, here we go. Ah! Oh, come on, that's not bad. You never know I was there. It's fine, we'll clean up the flux. But for crap captain tape that doesn't work, that's not bad. Okay. I'm going to put on the fan header plugs again. Hopefully I won't have to take these back off again, but I've got to put them on. Oh, I don't have to put them on, but I'm putting them on. This is happening. Come to terms with it. That flat.
Are we booting?
It's good enough.
We are.
All right. Okay. All right. We can probably go to face cam or something now.
Pow.
Go. Remove flux first. I'll do it in a sec. I'm going to see if the board works first. If the board works, then I'll go back to the bench and I'll clean it up before I actually put it back in the computer. Okay. Right. All right, chat, I need you to lend me your energy for real this time. We need to make a spirit bomb to not destroy the BIOS, but to stop the BIOS. We need to make a spirit bomb that destroys the problem with the BIOS on this motherboard. So, I'll show you how we do the spirit bomb in chat, for those of you who don't know. We need that. That's how we lend energy. That's how we make the spirit bomb. Here we go. Come on, hands up. I've told you how to do it. Do the thing. Vindicate my joke. Huh. Yeah, Chaotic Enigma is with me, thanks. Have you got the... Oh, it's right next to me. K3D, what are you doing? I can't believe you've done this. All right. EPS, ATX, graphics power.
Graphics.
What? Did it go burr?
No, it got 15,900 points, and the 5800 X3D gets 14,700 points.
Damn.
I can't help but feel that we were significantly thermally limited.
I see. Yes. Good.
However,
right.
it didn't crash and it booted this SSD. Therefore, it's a software issue.
Very well. Okay, yeah. There's not much else to show on stream in that case with that one then. We can talk through our process, but yeah, that's going to be an off-stream thing because it's going to be riddled with customer data. And yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is the HDMI cable I'm looking for. All right. Chat, thanks for your energy. Let's see it go. All right. Power on the power supply.
Graham.
In my defense, you're using the cable right now. I'm going to get another kettle lead. There was a heart-stopping moment when I touched the tweezers and nothing happened. I was like, oh God, it's stone dead. It's actually dead. It's turbo dead.
It's legacied.
Are you not entertained? All right. We have RGB. It didn't immediately emit a puff of magic smoke. But there's still no diagnostic LEDs. I'm watching the CPU fan to see if the CPU fan changes speed, because when you see the fans like alter speed, that is a sign of life. That is something kicking in and going, okay, engage thermal management. So like it's a really good sign that there is someone at home in the motherboard if you see that. Never had Diag LEDs. No, it didn't. They're on the board though. I don't understand why they're not lighting up. I guess we should actually check the capture to see if there's actually something coming out. This PSU is a known good. This is not the customer's one. This is a known good. Yeah, SSDs are all out. There's no SSDs in it. All right, let's see. Let's go studio mode a sec and let's do capture. Not that one. Camlink 4K. Oh, of course, that's yeah, this HDMI isn't plugged into anything. Because I'm a genius.
Boom.
All right. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and on again and try it again. GPU out, reset BIOS, CMOS back, jumper button, etc, etc. Yeah, I'll try it one more time now I've actually got a HDMI cable plugged into it, just in case we get anything. Also, is the beep speaker next to you there? Or did I move that somewhere else?
There is one here.
Oh, that'll be it. That'll be it. That'll go on the end. Yeah, red toward the back of the motherboard. Yeah, you got it. Okay, let's just see if we get anything on a second attempt. Come on, do something, man. Anything. Chipmunk, not a bad idea. It's more information.
Have you got another AM4 CPU?
I don't think so. I've got another AM4 motherboard though.
Oh, have you?
So we can test the CPU.
Where's the like Athlon G, whatever it was?
Oh God, I don't know. I'll be amazed if that works in anything anymore. I'm fairly certain it won't, because that's like Zen 1. However, I've got a. Let me see. Where is it? I've got a B450 motherboard kicking around somewhere. So
is it in this MSI box?
Yes, that's the one. So we can check the CPU in another motherboard. But this screams bad motherboard to me though. So yeah. I just don't understand how.
Going back to this PC for a moment. The score with a 7800 XT is lower than a 6950 XT, which is half and half, but it's a reasonably markable down.
Yeah. Even allowing for the fact that it's that's not a particularly impressive score, because like a 3080 Ti will score higher than that. Oh no, but that's what was that, a 7800?
Yeah.
7800 XT.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd kind of hope that could max a. Yeah, you kind of hope that a 7800 X3D can max a 3080 Ti. So yeah, that's not a great score.
It's a bit meh.
Yeah. Pass. All right. Okay, right. I'm going to GPU out and do all of the BIOS resets and stuff on this. I'm going to give up on this in a minute. Oh. Shorting battery contacts to speed up the process. Try posting it with everything but the CPU removed. Yeah, I'll try that next, just to see if we get something else. Has the thermal camera been pointed at the dead motherboard? No. Might be worth just firing a thermal camera at it, just see if anything is lighting up and giving us some information. So yeah, I think it was a coincidence, RMA. Yeah, like that's probably the route I will head down. I think it was that screw, but also like I'm not going to lose sleep over that. I'm salty about it, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it because yeah. Okay. Right, we've done a BIOS reset. I'm just going to do exactly the same test that I previously did. Change one thing at a time. Standby power. And go. I wasn't looking at the chipmunk then, so I don't know if it's given any green flashes, but... No. Memory training, I don't think so. It's not making memory training noises, and it's giving no other signs of life either. So yeah, I think we're done with this. I think, yeah, we'll be going into the RMA territory now. I will try it with, I'll try just removing some other components just to see if it does anything else, just as a Hail Mary. But I think we're done, basically. And I think we're at the end of the line here because we're basically done with this. And we're pretty much done with that because that's software issues at this point. So yeah.
Oh, the actual stupid heatsinky thing. Come on now.
I'm also just going to try moving the memory to another slot. I just wish it did something, man. Give me some sign of life. Do something. What the hecky? Right. No graphics.
Carl.
CPU's cold. Yeah, I'll thermal cam it just for posterity. CPU is still cold, so yeah, we don't have vCore. All right, I'll get the thermal cam just in case something pops up, but I think that's my last shot here. I think I'm done. I'm out of ideas and I'm out of energy. There it is. Big sad.
Ah.
Boop. Da, 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 da. Right.
Graphics. Oh, come off. There you go.
T2 Pro, there we go. Hello?
Hello.
There we go. Our survey says...
Motherboard.
Well, the PCH has got heat in it. The EC has got heat in it. The sound card amps have got warmth in them, but like this is just operating temperature. There's nothing that is sort of going, I'm burning up. There is heat in the VRMs. The VRMs are warm, so maybe we do have vCore after all. But yeah, the CPU is stone cold. So yeah, I think we do have vCore, but the CPU's not turning on. So maybe it is worth checking the CPU. Like, how could it possibly be the CPU? How could the CPU have died? But, you know, if it's nothing else, so, yep, all right, I've got a motherboard right here. Let's just, you know, try one more thing. It's never the CPU unless it is. Yeah. Like, that would be such a curveball as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it would explain things. There's just no reason for it to be the CPU. Could just need reseating. We did try that. Data line to the CPU area? Maybe. Again, just, what a freak incident, man. Whoop. All right. Put that there. Oh, I lie, I do have another motherboard because the Lianli's got AM4 in it now. But, sorry, another CPU. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm thinking of ideas, but also we're coming up to the 4-hour marker and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to keep going. It's time to stop. But I think that's a test for...
Tuesday.
Yes, I think that's a test for Tuesday. Oh, I see. I heard a screw rolling away. Right, let's stick this CPU into this motherboard and check that the CPU works. I don't know if this motherboard is BIOS updated. It should be able to do something with it though. So this motherboard is a B450M-A, so it's an old boy, but it should be able to sanity check this CPU. Okay. I shall give it all the things because this should post. Front panel. Static voltage. Ah, man, if this is static damage, it'll be the first time I've seen it in my career. And then we get ignition. I mean, ignition would be something.
Be a hell of a result.
Yeah. Okay, right. I think we've got enough to fire this thing up. Here we go. Ah, my beep speaker got stuck in the GPU fan. Right, the CPU fan has changed speed already.
And the GPU fans are actually on.
Yeah, I think we're going capture. We just had a post beep, and I think it's power cycling. There we go. 5800X3D. The CPU is fine. The motherboard is dead. Yeah. Yeah, screw this board. I'm not going to bother putting another CPU in it because this CPU is fine. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened. However, that motherboard is dead. I think we're done. Yeah, I'm really disappointed about that. It was fine, it was working. It was fine and then it wasn't. It's not the first time that I've been in a situation like this when something was completely fine and you were fixing a really routine issue with it and then just suddenly everything is dead and broken forever. And it's the worst thing in the world. But sometimes it happens. So yeah. Better result to kill the board over the CPU. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Schematics board view vid for the week? No. Not for £100 motherboard. No. Not worth it. Not worth it. Okay. Right. I assume you're just putting in the last of the thumb screws and stuff on that?
Yep.
Very well. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm kind of sad about that. I had a mad dream that BIOS reprogram would bring it around, and it was worth a shot. But yeah, that's the second time I've done that on stream and it hasn't worked. However, I have done it in the past. We've seen me successfully do this. So
what fixed computers?
By reprogramming the BIOS.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because like that's 2 fails in a row. So you know it's one of those times where just like it makes you wonder, am I even doing this right? But it has worked. I have done it before. It just wasn't the BIOS this time. Board repair video. Where would I even start next, man? I don't even know what it is next. So yeah, I don't even know where to start with going in there. How about applying laptop repair techniques? This is the problem that with laptops, most of the time the fault is a power fault. But the thing is, there isn't any power on a ATX motherboard. That's all done in the power supply. So there's no power rails to be shorted or anything like that. Which is not to say that that doesn't happen on an ATX motherboard, but like ATX motherboards are a completely different world to laptop motherboards for diagnostics, and I don't know where to start with them. So yeah. All right. You find a board view and trace area, screw hit, and look for an IC. Could do. You're looking for a needle in the haystack there. Like if the camera even got enough detail to watch where the screw rolled, like you're just grasping at straws at that point, to be honest. So yeah, another 4 minutes will be the 4-hour marker, and for that reason alone, I have enjoyed this conversation in English.
Indeed.
More so than I've enjoyed fixing this computer.
In French.
Yes. All right. Watch Motherboard Medic. I'll have to at some point because, like, I've always considered motherboards to be not worth repairing. However, with the fact that motherboards are going up in price and, like, you know, modern motherboards for a modern gaming PC, you're looking at 200 to 300 quid now. I think we're at the point where it's worth knowing how to fix motherboards, ATX motherboards. So that's something that I will consider. All right. I'm out, everyone. Thank you very much. Ta-ta.